This week's episode of the Realest Podcast Ever is sponsored by Vote for Kathy. Tuesday, May 16th, we need all Philadelphia residents at your local polling stations to vote for Catherine Gilmore Richardson for Philly City Council. In 2019, Kathy made history in becoming the youngest woman elected to Philadelphia's City Council. And the only way to ensure she's able to continue all the great work she started is to vote for Kathy in the 2023 primary elections. So Tuesday, May 16th, pull up to the polls and vote Catherine Gilmore Richardson for Philadelphia's City Council. This message is TRPE approved. Now on to the show.
What up? We back, man. The Realest Podcast Ever. First time in a long time we did one of these like this. Thank y'all for bearing with us as we got through our entire slate of March and then April. We had a ton of backlog content. We actually put out about 10 shows between those 2 months. And 5 in March, 5 in April. Shout out to all of the different guests that we had on the show. If you haven't checked those out, I just want to let you know, not every single show was an interview. A lot of those shows was just like the normal same sort of format that we do, but just with like a guest or whatever like that. So I didn't want anybody to be, sometimes y'all stray away from the ones that are, interviewee or whatever the case may be. But, we got to do that as a tool to help, expand, grow the audience, show off our journalistic skills or what have you. And then, we get back to our foundation, which is talking some shit.
Real quick, a nigga taking bad pictures when he take for a second, start
like,
cleaning.
This shit blurry as hell. I can't see nothing. It's like I'm in the bathroom with 4 showers going.
Nigga, pictures coming out terrible over there. Yeah, but I think we've gotten really, really good at interviewing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you want to
sure.
call it interviewing, I think we've become very, very precise. We know how to extrapolate like real live knowledge, you know what I mean? And we have fun with the people doing it. I had a lot of people hit me this past week like, yo, the episode y'all did with Tone was so
hell
good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, Tone's a personality. Shout out to him because he knows how to like he in the words of him, I know how to pop it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So he knows how to talk shit and be funny and interesting. But then at the same time, it's not a lot of fluff.
Exactly. It's real tangible information.
Exactly.
In there. And I think it was fitting, sometimes
Divine.
things just line up. It's divine.
Literally, I had a conversation with one of my friends last night, and he was like, yo, that Tone interview, that shit inspired me. That shit got me, like, ready. And he was like, damn, like, and it's crazy, like, y'all did that fast with everything going on. I'm like, here goes the wild part. We did that interview, like, 5 weeks ago.
Yeah,
we did that interview dead ass, like, a month and a half
March
ago.
16th.
Yeah, a month and a half ago. I know I wasn't tripping.
Yeah, March 16th.
And we've had that interview sitting for a while, and here go the crazy part. When we did it, we were like, this is how we're going to structure our interview drops. Mm-hmm. And we just knew that because that interview wasn't topical as far as like current events, we could sit on that for a little minute. And, it just so happened that it dropped in the middle of, Philly real estate war.
Yeah. So if you're out there and you've been under a rock for the last 2 weeks, Greg Parker, better known as Big Bizzniss, and Tony the Closer, formerly of $1 Million Worth of Game. He has the Get Your Ass Up podcast now. He's also in the real estate space. He's like a really big deal in the real estate space. He's got like 55,000 mentees that are part of his real estate program that, he has all these different testimonial success stories, whatever. So this thing kicked off on an IG Live where I think Greg and the kid had the billionaire was, going back and forth trying to adjudicate a dispute the way that we do in the nigger community on Instagram Live.
Yeah, Instagram.
No, we got to take it to the gram.
I got to take it to the gram. Not
You know
going.
what I'm saying? We're going to figure out what's going on. You know what I mean? We're going to see what the gram got to say about this. And they took it to the gram, and Greg apparently pulled Tony into the convo. Was like, what do you think about this? And he jumped on the live, whatever, said what he thought, and then it started this back and forth dialogue that's, still going on probably till the second right now. Yes. It's like a ticker at this point.
Like
it's
they wake up and log in.
Tony the Closer has been kicked off of Instagram.
Has he?
Lost his IG page, 357,000 followers.
Damn.
Oh, he just got it back? Okay, well, he had lost his joint for like a week.
When you lose a page, what do you do? Who do you go to?
Well, if you verified and all of that, then you can hit your Instagram rep. And
we have Instagram reps?
Hell no.
Oh.
So when you verify.
No, I mean like just people in general. There are Instagram.
Oh yeah, hell
I didn't
yeah.
know any of this.
Yeah. It's a whole. The verification team is its own team.
Okay.
So yeah, you hit your rep from the verification team, whatever. Tell them what's going on. This is the reason that they giving me. This is what actually happened. Woo, 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 woo. You mitigate something. 9 times out of 10, you get your page back unless you boosie. Then you never get your page back, and you guys gotta like go log on from your daughter's phone.
It's funny. Rod got suspended on Twitter last night.
Really?
Because when James Harden hit the 3, he added James Harden was like, "Let your nuts hang," and he out.
Yeah.
And I tried to explain. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?" I'm like, "You said nuts," and he was like, "It's not a curse word." I'm like, "But you used it in the manner of speaking on genitalia."
Yeah.
He was like, "Are you kidding?" I had to call him.
Yeah.
I had to explain it. I'm like,
I've actually been here before.
if you would have said James Harden is going nuts.
Yeah.
But when you refer to his actual nuts because of the whole world we're in now, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't refer to anybody's nuts on social media. And they get you right. They get you fast. It don't take no time.
Air going you in?
Yeah.
Air going you out.
They get you right out. You know what I mean? So yeah, so navigating social media is tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you on like Rumble or Parler or one of the,
I don't know what those are.
non-affiliated social media platforms where you can, set a guy on fire pretty much. Like you can do whatever
Like
you want.
Reddit and shit.
Yeah, you do whatever the fuck you want. You know what I'm saying? Even Reddit got rules. These motherfuckers ain't got no rules.
Okay.
Like you can post anything. Hate speech. Like
Okay.
coming to the governor house. See who's boss. You want to show this nigga who's boss. Like you can do whatever you want on them Jones. So with that in mind, so there's been all types of different stuff going back and forth. Tony had to jump off of Instagram, take it to he had to go from land to sea, go to Twitter.
Okay.
Now I'm on Twitter with it and I'm posting threads every day and all this. So just a lot going on. And it's just ignited a larger conversation about predatory business practices in the urban community in the way that niggas during this information revolution hoard and use like predatory business practices to disseminate information. Mm-hmm. And it's like for $50 you can get like a ticket to the fucking joint. You know what I'm saying? You can pull
$90.
For $90.
You get a ticket to the joint and you get a booklet.
You get a picture in front of the step and repeat.
Yeah.
Now for 5,000, you know what I'm saying? For 5,000, you get to hang with me. Go to Capitol Grill.
Yeah, and I'm only doing 6 of those.
You know what I mean? That's
4 slots already gone.
So
even though I just announced it.
Yeah, tell me how you want to play.
Yeah.
For 55,000. You know what I'm saying? So now you see where we going. You know what I mean? If you want to just cut all the red tape, you ain't got to come in no event. I'll get you a bedroom in my house. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That'd be your guest bedroom. You get 12 visits. I give you a little card and I punch it.
Visit out. Yeah.
And then you know what I'm saying? My wife gonna cook breakfast or my chef, whoever's available. Yeah. And then in 14 years, you get back 48.5 of the 55 that was initially invested.
In 14 years. Yeah, man, the information revolution that we are on, that's a good way to put it, I guess. It's brought out the very best, and then it's brought out the very worst. Mm-hmm. And it's brought out the very ridiculous. Yep. And like I said on Patreon, if you're not on Patreon, please subscribe to the Patreon.
Patreon.com/official TRPE.
We got all kinds of shows on there, ranging from the mild to the wild. We're 205 episodes in on Patreon now. People absolutely have fallen in love with the content over the past couple months of Patreon because we really get to it on there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those censorships that you got to worry about on Instagram and Twitter.
Ain't got to worry about it.
Ain't got to worry about it over there.
You can let your nuts hang. Where you can let your nuts hang. That should be their new slogan.
Yeah, real shit. But subscribe to the Patreon. But when it comes to a lot of these things, a lot of these situations, you have what's the word I'm looking for? It's a double-edged sword, if you will. I said it on there. 2 things can be true at the very same time. Somebody can have a situation with this person that is absolutely wonderful. Then somebody could have a situation with this person that is absolutely horrible. Mm-hmm. And they both can be true. Yeah. That's reality. Like, there is no one that's perfect. And I think we be forgetting that at times. Like, if Jesus wasn't perfect, how the fuck is we supposed to expect this person
to dial it in even more, the intention of the person could have been good and positive in both situations. But shit be going left sometimes, in the words of baby Birdman Beatrice B32, Bubba Bryant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes shit be going left. And sometimes it's shit be going left that you can control, or you missed something and it went left. Sometimes there's like literally just like a total disregard where you just didn't do nothing you were supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And then there's just like genuine, like, I'm coming in on some bullshit.
Now, I will say, and I made the analogy the other day where you look at like a Bernie Madoff. Now, granted, his shit was a whole different level of scheming, but understand that Bernie Madoff at one point was the chairman of NASDAQ. So he did the right shit. Mm-hmm. His initial company, they made tons of money. His initial investors made too much money, to the point where when the investors that lost money, they actually went after the ones who made money to try to like even the shit out. Mm-hmm. So understand, Bernie Madoff wasn't on some bullshit over here, but 4 floors down, it was total bullshit.
Yeah, for sure.
It was total bullshit down there. And that's what you get with a lot of these situations. So you got people now that are like, who do you believe? Who do you trust in? And I said it, shout out me and V, man, from Shrewsbury. I don't believe nothing. I don't trust nobody.
Yeah.
Because that's the way they tell them to do African Americans when you come to America. Y'all, there's something to be said for the information era and how the information is just readily available. Mm-hmm. And me and you gave 2 examples on Patreon the other day where we were both in situations where we both were reaching out to people who are in these positions of all of this knowledge and all of this know-how, and they wanted money for their time to be talked to, and then you presented someone with a question that he couldn't answer, and then I had a situation where someone was talking about $1,500 for a mentorship, and I explained to him where we were at, and he was just like, "Oh man, you good to go.
Good to go.
You don't need this.
Keep this off the internet.
Yeah, don't tell nobody that you got all that on your own.
Don't tell nobody you could do it on your own, because then I'm just out. You know what I'm saying? Them 1,500s that's rolling in, I'm out once you start telling.
The reality of it is flipping some shit or investing in some shit is a risk.
Absolutely.
But if I can get y'all to come to a room and serve you crab puffs, ain't much risk in it.
Yeah.
You understand? Mm-hmm. That's just the reality of it. That's the long and the short. There's a lot more risk in actually doing something than there is of teaching people something.
And the thing is this, man. Greed is part of human nature. It's a reason why it's part of the 7 deadly sins, because inherently we all have a certain modicum of greed in us. And it's like whether you lust for more success, you want more money, you want more access, whatever it is, there's a certain level of greed. And it's like not everybody is able to discern when it's like you're going past like a healthy, like normal level. And what happens is when you start having these situations where it's like you're doing something in practice, you flipping houses. I'm flipping houses. I'm going through the process. I flip 1 house. I flip 2 houses. I flip a 4-unit building. I flip an 8-unit. I flip 2 more, single family homes. I do this, and this. And then you start to document that journey, and you showing people on social media and this, and this. And just organically from what you're doing, that following starts to grow. Typically, what happens is people start reaching out to you, damn, I'm trying to break into real estate, how can I? And then that turns into one conversation, and then it might be 10 people. Then you look up, it might be 100 people, and you're like, damn, how can I streamline all of this? Put this information together in a way where it's like tangible or whatever, or give it out in a way to where people are going to understand that this, and this. All right, bet I'm going to host a conference. All right, now I'm in this place, whatever. Then I'm at 3801. Then I'm at the Met. And it just grows and grows and grows. And then it's like, all right, now I got too much demand. How do I cut the fat even more? All right, bet I'm going to offer mentorships. And then soon as you reach that mentorship level, it's typically where you start to see people that originally had good-ass intentions start to go left. It's right around that point, because when you start having 10, 15 people a month giving you $5,000 to $30,000, it's like at that point, it's like, all right, interest rates high, real estate market ain't what it was. I could just focus on just the teaching in the education space, and I could make way more, and I ain't got to put no bread out.
Yeah.
I'm getting the venues on a relationship. I might pay them something on the back end, whatever, because I'm doing this so frequently. I just need somewhere to house the experience of what the fuck it is that I'm doing. So I'm coming back here every month or every other month, whatever. And it's just like, yeah, it's easy for a person to get caught up and wrapped up in that shit because it's too much money.
The reality is,
and I'm not trying to say that to be a cop out. I'm just saying, typically, if you look at almost all these different stories where people end up getting jammed up or whatever, these social media stars get jammed up for some shit that they did, said, or whatever that originated on social media, it's typically all around the same point where it starts to go left.
I'm gonna just say this, and this is I hate to burst the bubble. Not everybody is going to be a real estate investor. Not everybody should be a real estate.
It's impossible. It's virtually impossible.
Somebody got to sell fruit.
Yeah.
Somebody got to pick up the trash. Somebody got to sell waters on the fucking intersection. Like, we've gotten to a point now where everybody, you know how people be like, oh, all I need is a somebody to back on my, and it just be like, yeah, that sounds great for everybody. But reality is this. Look at Warwick Dunn, who built all that housing down there in Florida. Then look at Anton Walker, who lost everything fucking with real estate. Yep. Look at Magic Johnson, who got this many restaurants. Look at Jamal Mashburn. He lost at every fucking restaurant. That's reality. There is no guarantee to invest money, you're going to make money. But I think we've gotten to a point now where because people want it so easy, they don't want it honest. They don't want to like work and understand it. Yeah. When you like, even down to people not having like a base of, you know, if you're getting into real estate, you should have contractors, you should have legal representation, you should have this, that. Even Tone was saying like how shit I was learning where it's like, I'm coming in here, you know, once a month. Then I'm coming in here twice a month. Then I'm coming in here 3 times a month. Then I'm coming in here 3 times a week. Yeah. Then I'm coming in here every goddamn day, to where it's like the attorney is noticing it and like, oh, you need to structure it this way and do this, that, and that.
And we made it a point to ask, how did you do this? Mm-hmm. What in you goes from I'm just a guy flipping houses to I'm operating a wholesale operation in 14 states. How do you do that and stay above board? Oh, well, my attorney, this. Like, so it's like you start to uncover certain points that when you look at these other people, that's never in the equation. Right. They're never talking about the attorney or the accountant or the like all of these controls that have to be in place to run a high scale operation.
And then, you know, let's be frank, how we always talk about the 10,000 man hours. Like, you're not going to learn anything in the afternoon. So I'm gonna be honest with you, and I said it before, y'all to be going to these seminars and y'all are crazy. You not learning jack. You can't learn how to play spades in the afternoon.
Hell no. And you gonna get cursed out.
And you might get beat the fuck up. Like, you ain't gonna learn nothing in the afternoon. Me and you been podcasting for almost 7 years. We just getting to the point where it's like we can do this kind of effortlessly and got all this shit going on. You don't just up and do it. Think about our legal friends. You think these niggas started law before the year had a double digit on it. I'm talking about 07, 08, 09, before the 10s. Like, you don't just look up and just be like this person at this. John Gotti started with crime when he was 14. He didn't become the Don until he was 50.
He was a street punk.
Like, he was a street punk. Like, people have it in their minds to where it's just like, oh, bro did it, so I can just go fuck with bro. That's not the way it worked, yo.
No. And this is not it. And this is what Kev was talking about. We was all kind of having, you know, these conversations around like a bunch of different stuff recently. And Kev was saying like, this is the ugly part of fire your boss culture. Yeah. Because you have people that are not equipped to run nothing. You got people whose regular day-to-day life as a 9-to-5 employee is not in order. Mm-hmm. They can't get to work on time. They fucking up their reports. They don't have a good rapport with the people that they work with. They can't get that right. And then they think, oh, I'm going to fire my boss. And then I'm going to go out here. And then it's just up from there. And it's like, no. Because what you do in a position of having to follow someone is indicative of what you're going to do when you're in a position of leadership. Yeah. So it's like, if you're not a good order taker, how the fuck you going to be a good order giver? Right. How the fuck you going to understand the natural order of things and being task-oriented and all of that if you can't follow simple-ass instructions? Yeah. Yeah. But that's the part that people don't want to talk about because they want to skip all of these steps and go from 18 years old, just finished high school, 19 years old, rich and famous. And it's like, life don't work that way. It's a reason why the vast majority of millionaires are all 40 plus. It's a reason why Warren Buffett didn't make his first $1 billion until he was 43 years old. Because you have to go through certain situations. It's trial and error. It's learning. It's new information being presented to you. You internalize the information. You apply that knowledge. Like, there's a whole bunch of shit that you got to go through that somebody can't sell you in a 2-hour fucking conference or a Boss Babe brunch.
Oh, I watched it, and I said it the other day. I know a trucker from when I was young who's like one of like he's a lifelong trucker.
Yeah.
He's been in the trucking industry from the 70s, and this motherfucker, he's 75 years old, and I mean, like, he's still out there, you know what I'm saying? And he got multiple trucks, fucking yard, his sons is all in it, his grandson now is fucking, and I remember from when I was a kid, and it's just like, he never did no course or no class. But then you look at these people where it's like, they get in the truck, and in 8 months, they're selling a course or a pamphlet, and then I saw one guy, he was selling the whole, yo, follow me, I can show you how to crush the trucking game and get to the trucker shit, and I saw his Instagram, and the nigga has all these big ass barbecue grill. He's doing like barbecue shit, and I'm just like, so the trucking thing is just
That's old.
Yeah, blew a tire.
Would you believe you gotta maintain these joints? They gotta have insurance. You gotta put gas in them if the engine blow.
Gas.
You gotta have a mechanic. You gotta have an actual place to park these young. When I was growing up, I used to see trucks parked on the street. They gonna tell me you can't leave your truck parked on the street. So I say, why can't I leave the truck on the street? And they telling me you just can't park. Look at the sun. It's a truck.
That's why they got them signs that say no truck parking until after 6 p.m. because they don't want them shits on
I
the
leave
street.
my truck there for a week. I come back from
Ticket every day.
I come back from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Next thing you know, I got 14 tickets.
Yo, dog.
They done put a boot on my truck, man.
Dog. Dog. Listen. And I said it on the Patreon because a lot of people have never went through any storms. You've never really went through bad situations, so you don't know how to adapt in that situation. You don't know what to do after you have an accident and your insurance skyrocket. You don't know what to do in these situations where the loads ain't coming the fuck over. I was down in Laredo and they had all the loads jammed up coming across the border. People don't know what the fuck to do in these situations because you only been at it for 4 months. You don't have a lifelong experience situation with trucking. You don't know what to do through a recession.
Yep.
What happens when the next 08 hit? And you in real estate or you in trucking or you in food and produce or what? People don't know. So the reality is, think about it. 15 years ago, you didn't have any of this shit going on.
No.
No one was selling courses and doing all this crazy ass shit the way it is now where anybody on Instagram is just up in the air. No, come through, $80.
And
Get you right.
And going and circling back to the bad parts, the downsides and the nasty parts of fire your boss culture. So much of this information that y'all are willing to pay for is available for free on the internet.
Yeah.
Me and Dan was just talking yesterday because I saw a goddamn IG reel that says you can get Google certified for free on a bunch of different things for Google, and then you can turn around and then go run a fucking gig, be a gig operator on fucking Fiverr and, these other places, and Etsy and stuff like that. And you can charge $30, $50, $150 an hour to do people's SEO and all of that for their websites and for they YouTube channels and stuff like that. The information is available. Not too long ago, I remember there was a free MBA course. Literally, you get your MBA at the end of the course. They was giving it out through it was like subsidized through somebody learning or whatever the case may be, but it was an online MBA course. They gave it away for free. So it's like, yo, you just got to be in the right places and spaces, having the right conversation and be aware of these different outlets and stuff to receive the information. I follow, one of the few podcasts that I follow and listen to is This Week in Startups. This is what's going on with all of the different startup companies. These are the trends. This is what's going on in Silicon Valley. This is what's going on in Silicon Alley. Da-da-da-da-da. Gary Vee is another one. He gives out a ton of information to people. And he specifically is talking to the younger generation and, if you older and this and this.
You know who else be on that? Like a lot of information and a lot of like real good shit? Rob Deerdeck. From Ridiculousness. Yeah, he be like super, super into a lot of different shit.
It's like, how do you get a show greenlit for 97,000 episodes.
14 hours a day.
14 hours a
Every
day.
day of the week.
Like, Ridiculousness is on MTV so much, they pushed Wildin' Out to VH1.
Yeah.
We got program more blocks of Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, it's a show that will bear fruit forever because all it is America's Funniest Home Videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's no end for that.
Yeah, Bob Saget died. Yeah, no, Rob Dyrdek
I'm in this
got
space.
this. Yeah, this is mine. So I look at it at like, to put a bow on it, I think all of that shit is predatory.
Yeah.
But y'all asses be so anxious to be prey.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, if you know it's a shark in the tank, why are you in the tank?
Yeah, a lot of, I ain't
don't
gonna
gotta
hold
be
you,
in the
not to
tank.
be a victim blamer, a lot of y'all be lining yourselves up.
Listen.
Like, a lot of people just be lining themselves up because it's like, yo, all of these red flags be here, and it's like, how you vet information and people says more about you than it does about them.
Like, we have a really good podcast that does really good things, and you could come to me tomorrow and be like, yo, how you feel about a live show in Cleveland? Nah, I ain't fucking with that. I ain't fucking with that.
I'm checking the heat map. It's not very hot in Cleveland.
So what I'm not about to do is buy a barn in Cleveland.
Yeah.
You know, that's just me.
My favorite joint was the boy was like, yeah, no, we did good business. He sold me a spot in Flint, Michigan. I said, dog. Spooky button. I said, dog. Whatever house you bought in Flint, Michigan, I'm positive the land ain't worth nothing, let alone the house on top of it. That's like the #1 poverty-stricken region in America. Why would you buy a crib in Flint, Michigan?
And as much as you want to like give people the mulligan or give them the leeway or the benefit of the doubt, you see things as just like the fake phone call.
The fake phone call was sick.
Like, I already knew when it came on and he had the Eartha Kitt thing on his head. I just knew that this wasn't going to end well. And then once the fake phone call happened, I'm just like, because now that just invalidates, like, everything. True story, I was like,
Nicole, was it Nicole or Erica?
No,
Crystal.
the fact that everybody knows that now is just hilarious.
Yeah, Crystal.
Because I seen that yesterday in like a bunch of comments on the video, like, Crystal. I wish we could like announce everything that's going, because I had a very good like joke the other day, but like me on the phone with so-and-so around the whole but of course we can't say that. But yeah, man, like the fake phone call just like kind of like it was cringeworthy. Yeah, that shit made me uncomfortable. Like, y'all are 40. Like, y'all, I'm a man.
I'm 40.
40. Like, this is just unacceptable. Like, I seen the fake phone call shit as teenagers. I told you I set the store on Patreon. I seen a motherfucker do that. Phone start ringing while he on the phone screaming and shit.
Yeah, that joint reminded me of, remember the joint with the ball in the T-Mobile store? He was like, it's like, why y'all selling these phones that connect to the government that's giving this information away? And they was like, sir, you need to leave. He was like, my outlaw niggas, kill these niggas. He just walked out. Like, he didn't really call nobody. Like, he just said it. Outlaw niggas.
Kill these niggas.
He just walked out.
I forgot all about that. That's hilarious, man.
It was giving my outlaw niggas vibes.
Yeah, definitely, man. But like, at the end of the day, I just.
And here's the thing. Here's how I want to put it on this. I don't know who's right. I don't know who's wrong. And a lot of times there's a lot of truth in any situation. Even if it looks like it's not, there's still some truth that exists in there, whatever the case may be. So do I feel like he probably made some business improprieties? Absolutely. Do I think he did right by certain people? Absolutely. Do I think that certain stuff got lost in translation? People didn't understand their obligations and didn't take the time to educate themselves in order to be above board and not trigger certain defaults and stuff like that? Absolutely also. Do I think that anybody needs to be buying property in Cleveland, Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, Flint, Michigan, and Mass? Absolutely not. So there's so much.
Yeah, not with LeBron. Like that.
It's he sunk the economy twice. Like, it's too tumultuous. You don't need to do that. So it's like just certain things, man. It's like, yo, there's some right in here, there's some wrong in here. I'm pretty sure there's more than enough blame to go around. And I think that what I don't like about it is people are more mad at Tony for trying to get to the bottom of this and get some understanding on exactly what the hell happened and how people were victimized, instead of the fact that Greg probably victimized people.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we as a black community, we don't got much to look up to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when somebody gets to the point where they got foreigns and PJs and all that shit is like you would even call it bright light. You know what I'm saying? Shining stars. So, you know, people don't like to see that might be a little, you know what I'm saying, ridiculous at the top of it. Look at how we look at certain people who are at the super top of like black culture. You don't want to hear no bad ever from them, when in reality they could be the most terrible people on the planet. Yeah. You know, I look at it like this. End of the day, I feel like everybody's right. I feel like everybody's telling the truth. I feel like everybody's lying.
Do with that.
What the fuck you want to do with it? I'm gonna be in the house. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of them things where I'm not trying to like decipher what, because end of the day, again, the same way you can't learn nothing in the afternoon, I'm not about to learn nothing in a 43-minute live. Y'all niggas is just entertainment.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part people like missing all of this. Like, nobody's watching these lives and like, oh man, bro making so much sense, I'm buying a house. Like, no one's ever done that. They just look at it, rant, banter, and then go on to the next thing on 911 Philly. That's the way it works. So ain't nobody really getting it, cutting through no mustard to get to no advanced point. Yeah. It's just some shit going on. That's it.
Yeah, people have to get better at at really discerning where they glean their information from. Learn how to properly vet people out. Look up, Better Business Bureau complaints, stuff like that, before you go giving people life-altering amounts of money. Don't just go meeting somebody in like a Wawa parking lot with 50,000 about a real estate deal. Yeah. Like, y'all look and sound crazy.
Yeah. I'm at the deli of the Acme right now. They're all out of Black Forest, Beats and Watson. But I'm right here. Pull up for me. Like, I'll tell you this. Looking at the comments, I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. I was kind of jealous because I'm like, how do y'all have all this money to get burned for? Oh, like everybody, I lost 32 grand. Bro took me for 14. Bro took me for 53. He still owe me 77. He still owe me 64. So my sister got burned for 48. I'm like, if I take a $5,000 loss, I might have to kill somebody.
People are literally leveraging their credit and potentially jail time, because if you default on a high 5-figure loan, they come get your ass. It ain't just as simple as, we just gonna wipe the debt clean. Like, they come get your ass when you default on $77,000 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That you just can't pay. People are literally leveraging their financial futures on a hope, like hoping that this is gonna work.
Like not trying to be funny, leveraging your financial future on somebody you came across on the gram that didn't follow you back is crazy. You gotta at least follow me back, man, before I invest in it. Like, that's crazy.
It's like, if you're a regular working class person, even if you make $77,000 a year and you've made that for the better part of a decade, I still don't even necessarily expect you to have $77,000 in liquid at your disposal, because life be lifing, and there's too many goddamn expenses. The rent is too goddamn high. The car notes is too goddamn high. Inflation is at a record. Interest rates are at a record. Like, interest rates are starting with 8s right now on average, like on a lease. They don't even tell you. They just give you this is the payment right here. Like, damn, this joint seem high. They like, oh, no, that's, it's a lot going on right now with the economy, but just sign here, and initial here, and take your car.
How much does the average American save a year?
Save probably $2,500.
Nope. $5,000.
$5,000.
The average American.
Okay.
Now, I don't know how many average Americans they average into this.
Yeah.
But 5,000 seems a little high.
That seems very ambitious.
I remember years ago having a conversation with one of my good friends who always had, like, he's one of those good job niggas. Like, he always had a good job. And I remember him telling me his goal was to save $10,000 for the year. And I remember him saying that shit, and I was just like, that seems a little bit impossible. Yeah. He was like, no, bro, like, all you got to do is system format it, you understand, you can do. He's like, what I do is I do like a domino effect of savings, where it's like I start off small or I start off big, and then I meet in the middle and like June, July, and then I start going the other way as far as the savings. So I have like a whole calculation for it. He broke it all the way down, and I was just like, damn, that's crazy. And I was like, how much did you save last year? He was like, I only saved like $1,700. But I ran in this.
The system is not the problem.
Is
Human error was at 83%, so I only got the 17 in there. Having a human error ratio at 83% is crazy. But that's life be life.
He really told me that shit. No, he broke it down how to say 10,000.
1,700.
I was like, how much you say last year? 1,700. But don't. I ran into some situations that I blew a tire. I blew a tire.
Then it was had to have somebody come sandblast my house. You know
once you miss 3 parlays, you know now you chase. Dog, human error, 83%.
83%. But it's like we're people and we're emotional beings.
Dog.
Like, and we're going to be emotionally triggered by certain shit. You're going to see a fucking Fendi shirt or Balenciaga shirt that's going to take you off your path. You're going to buy that shit. You're going to see this chick shaking some ass. You want part of that ass. You're going to take her to Roof Chris. Like,
last week, I did a juice for the week.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, like, the first 2 days, I was cool. I was like, man, this shit ain't nothing. Dog, day 4, day 5, I was literally, like, covering my eyes when commercials came on for Popeyes and shit. Like, I'm sitting on it. Is it off? Is it off? Is it off? Yeah. Like, I couldn't look at this shit because it's like, yo, I'm going the fuck outside. And I cracked on the 6th day because I went the fuck to the mall. Yeah. We got in the mall, the food court. Everybody looked so happy. High five. I say, I'm going to get something to eat.
Like a Mentos commercial.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Nigga diving through the car. Like, yeah. So it's like, yo, it all sounds great. And I think that's the biggest issue. It all sounds good.
Yeah.
All of these things sound good. But the reality is there is no guarantee with this shit. So you got to do a lot more due diligence. Something Tony said yesterday about a lot of these platforms that just go out and throw people out there and put people on the wide screen and on the big scope.
Hello.
Where it's like, yo, at the end of the day, you got an obligation to your audience.
At least you should.
You should.
In theory.
There have been situations that have kind of came down the pipe for us where we kind of just both looked at each other and was like, as viral or as much energy could come from this, it's not in tune or on brand with what we do and who we talk to and what it's about. So it's like, you know,
that shit that our friend Kev Harden, shout out Kev, said to us about being mission driven at Stake 48 is burned in my brain. Yeah. Because when you are mission driven,
you know what's burned into my brain from that dinner? How much shit Dunbar ordered.
Oh man, that boy can eat.
That boy can
big ass prawns. Like, I didn't even, he's ordering stuff off menu. Yeah. Y'all still got the jumbo 3X prawns. Yeah, no problem.
Man. Can I get the wasabi dry age? Like, what? Like,
yeah, from the back freezer.
Yeah.
But yeah, about being mission driven and the fact that, like, when you have a mission and you consider that in every decision you make, you don't do shit that doesn't align with your values. Mm-hmm. And so many people don't have a mission or aren't operating with one, or don't have values, don't have like something that a slogan or something that they live by or whatever the case may be. They just out here operating.
They just out this joint.
Just outside.
Just with it.
And that shit will catch up to you.
Yeah.
It's caught up to me. 2000, I told y'all on the show a million times. 2012, actually. I'm just out here living life. I got this party going. I got this party going. I got unemployment. I got all this old stuff. I'm living life. I'm going shopping every day. I'm tricking every weekend. I got my parties. I'm making, 4,000-5,000 a week. And then as soon as that shit's turned and slowed down, I'm like, fuck. I got 7,200 in the bank. Yeah. I could pay about 2 more rents. And
when you counting out rents, it's crazy. You like
2 rents.
All right, I know the next rent is good. that's tomorrow. I got that. Then the next rent, I don't know about that third rent.
And you look and you like, I done popped how many tags this month? Like, damn. So it's like, yeah, if you don't adhere to some sort of mission and have some sort of
I felt
value,
like you the other day. I was looking at my sneakers. I was just like, I gotta sell some of these.
yo, like it's
These
too
shit's just
much
sitting
shit.
here, and I'm not wearing. I wear these shits every. I'm like, I gotta sell some of this shit, man.
Too much
Like,
shit, bro. I got a whole eBay account. I done sold like 30 things on eBay in the last month because it's like I don't use this shit. I don't wear it. It's brand new with tags on it. This is dumb. Like, but it's, again, we emotional creatures. We humans are going to veer off the path. The only people that don't veer off the path is LeBron James, Michael Jordan. Well, he not really him because he left a playoff series to go to Atlantic City. Tiger Woods, not him either because he was fucking them white hoes.
that don't veer off the path.
That don't veer off the path.
LeBron, Floyd don't veer off the path.
Floyd don't veer off the
Floyd
path.
literally ran 4 miles every day while he was retired.
Floyd be in the
don't veer off
club
the
with
path.
92 bottles that he paid for, don't drink nothing.
And then
Drinking
work
cranberry
out.
juice and
Yeah.
leave the club and go work out.
Yeah.
And take everybody with him.
Yeah, Floyd, LeBron.
Kobe had one bad joint.
Yeah,
Kobe had one bad joint.
else
Tried to
was
go in that
he
white girl
made?
booty hole and threw his whole thing off.
you got to put Drake in that, Joe.
Yeah.
That's a consistent motherfucker. Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Just the mission. I'm just going to signing. I got a meeting with Nabisco and for Mattel tomorrow. We're going to get it done.
Cookie line with Pillsbury is dropping.
This shit is we coming with it. Yo, you know, it's funny how you just made me think about it. So remember, y'all all know I always talk about the foods that built America. So now they got a whole line of these on History Channel. They got the machines that built America. They got the Titans that built America. All these. I'm on the machines that built America. So they got an episode on household appliances, the dishwasher, the refrigerator, and the washer and dryer. So the washer, the dishwasher got designed by a woman. She was rich. She lived like a you know, nicer, not rich, but like a nicer living or whatever.
What do you call upper middle class?
Upper middle class. So her and her husband, he was like, you know, a baron of his day or whatever. And they had fine china. And she realized that like the china was getting scratched and chipped when like doing hand washing and not being that careful or whatever, because she had a helper who would help her with shit like that. And so she went to the husband because he was like investing money and this, that, and the third. And she's told him like, we need to design a machine that washes dishes. And the husband was like, we don't need a machine that washes dishes. I got you bitches.
You hoes wash the dishes.
The hell would need a machine to do that?
I can see my face in the damn China when y'all are done.
And the second part of it, they do power tools.
Okay.
So Black & Decker, Milwaukee, and what's the other one? DeWalt. So, you know, DeWalt got built in PA. Black & Decker is from, like, I think Illinois, and Milwaukee, of course, is Milwaukee or whatever. But Black & Decker, what made them be... did you know that they're a $30 billion company?
Oh, yeah.
So what separated them from Milwaukee and DeWalt focus on power tools for, like, actual, like, building skies, like real
got it.
power tools that the industry standard
Not the everyday man.
And Black & Decker focused on household shit where a drill might cost $20, $30, but you can keep it in the crib for when you want to do it. And when Black & Decker became so popular, you know what their in-store displays was? They were using women to use the drills in the displays on some
that.
like, if a woman can use it, anybody can use it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like that. And the boy was like, they capitalized on this sexist ass society because it's like, these bitches can use the drills, y'all. Anybody.
My dumbass wife can do it.
I was like, yo, back in the day was crazy as shit. They some good ass docuseries though. But yeah, man, just to put a bow on everything,
Y'all got to be more careful.
I was gonna say, you know, the college enrollment Jones is dropping. Like, plummeting.
Yeah. It's an enrollment cliff.
Yeah, it's like plummeting. And I look at situations like this where it's like y'all will spend money, like y'all will be like, I ain't going to college because ain't nobody taking advantage of me. And then
and then give college tuition
to the bitch with the G-Wagon
in a parking lot.
Yeah, and then
in
be
an
like,
Arby's parking lot. Make this make sense, man.
Yeah, general holes everywhere. Yo, straight up, man. And it's crazy because you got people that are like, yeah. So I believe when people be like, yo, would you rather have dinner with Hov or 500 grand? If people like dinner with Hov, be like, yeah, because you pay for dinner with Niche. So
Yeah.
I totally believe you.
Dinner with Fafa.
Yeah, I totally believe you, man. But yeah, man, pray for everybody. You know, but that's my pray for everybody.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Pray for everybody.
Real quick before we transition, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor for today's show, which is Vote for Kathy.
Oh yeah, shout out Kathy.
Tuesday, May 16th. All my Philadelphia residents, make sure y'all go to the polls. If you're 18 plus to vote, how old you gotta be to vote?
What country are we?
I don't even know.
America, yeah.
Uzbekistan.
I think it's 18.
18, make sure you register to vote, man. It's the primary elections. Vote for Catherine Gilmore Richardson for City Council, Philadelphia City Council at large. You obviously have to be a Philadelphia resident to vote Philadelphia City Council. So make sure that, all of y'all voter registration is up to date. I know y'all be staying at grandma's house, but you live over here, then your mail go over here. So, yeah. Make sure y'all vote for Catherine Gilmore Richardson, Tuesday, May 16th, Philadelphia primary elections, City Council at large.
Absolutely. Shout out to her.
All right, so we had real estate beef. Now we got podcast beef.
Oh, yeah.
For the last week or so, Nore, Cam, and Joe Buttons have been caught up in this weird, menage a trois of issues and insults and fuck you, but you cool, and you my man, but he's a nut-ass nigga, and I'll fuck you up where you at. And it's just turning into a mess from all of these middle-aged men.
Middle-aged? Somebody in there is 50-something. Somebody got to be 50. I thought middle-aged was 30 to 40.
No. Middle-aged is 50.
Okay. But life expectancy ain't a bean.
If you black, life expectancy is 64.
64. Yeah.
You in urban America. 28. So they've had this. So
nigga 27, he a senior. Shit crazy. Yeah.
So a couple months ago. Nore, while he was in New York for a week, he was co-hosting the Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club been doing these rotational hosts, whatever. And I just want to say, bravo to the fucking Breakfast Club because they have figured it out. They revamped the studio. The dynamic between Envy and Charlotte now, especially with these guest hosts popping in and out, whatever, it feels like a whole new show. Mm-hmm. And it's like Yee removing herself from the equation, essentially, I think, put everybody back in their proper perspective as personalities, where I think people are excited to hear and see what she's doing on her own, and then also hear and see what they're doing, whether it be just them two or them two in an interview, them with a special guest. They had Pretty V guest hosting, they had Jess Hilarious guest hosted a couple times, Jason Lee, and everybody came through and did a really, really great job. So I do want to give a Breakfast Club Day flowers or whatever for their rebrand, and I think they're going to probably be able to extend this shit 15 more years, which you never see in urban radio, morning shows. That's some Russ Parr, Tom Joyner type thing where it's you get them extended runs locked in that radio. Yeah, Howard Stern, stuff like that. But it's not usually for the hip-hop formatted audience or whatever. So I'm proud of the Breakfast Club, and I like what they're doing. But Nore ended up going on Joe Budden's podcast. And on that, John, he was basically just saying how a lot of people from their era of hip-hop was trying to break into the content game and that he was happy that they were doing bad. And it sparked a lot of mixed reactions from people. And it was kind of a thing of well, who you talking about? Because he was being so broad, but still kind of specific, where he's they doing sports shows, and then they do a cooking show, and then they doing this and that, and da-da-da-da. Now, bear in mind, the conversation predated Mace and Cam's show. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. But at the time, Trick Daddy has a very successful cooking show. I talked about it on Patreon. I think it's fucking amazing. It's hilarious. Seeing Trick Daddy interact with all these celebrities and cook and all that shit, and it's him and his natural element. It's not like a reach. So it's when you start throwing these little darts out there, once you put content on the internet, the rule of the internet is once you put it out there, it doesn't belong to you no more. Right. It's ours. It's everybody's content. So people are going to chop this up and try to reframe it and remix this and kill the context here and drop you in on this point or whatever, to try to stir controversy and push attention and views to their page, whether it be a YouTube page, a Twitter page, an Instagram page, whatever the case may be. So essentially in the last, week or so, it's reignited because this clip is like resurfacing, like Think and Grow Rich. It's like a fucking, like how books get reunited. We're starting to see now these older months ago, a year ago, whatever clips get reignited. I saw this week they didn't repurpose the Jay-Z, I think we passed kneeling speech into a clip to where now they killed the context, cut it off the we passed kneeling. It drops in on the, you got to ask people, what have they done? 365 days a year. Last year, I could tell you what I done. And I'm just like, y'all know he said we passed kneeling right before this, right? He ain't all, fuck that. This inspirational. You know what I mean? So that's the internet, and that's the content game. We're going to strip all of the context from this and make it mean what we want it to mean and make it represent what we want it to represent. And because Cam is...
That is just fucking hilarious.
Because Cam is the petty king, he can't resist the opportunity to go at anybody. Yeah. So he's basically made the joint where it's like, Nore, you cool, fuck your man Joe Budden. And then there's this whole thing. And, 50-year-old niggas is telling each other, you know where you at, you know where I'm at, I'm in Jersey, pull up. And it's just like, all of this is goofy.
Yeah, I'm about to go to my class at the Y, nigga. Where you at?
I'm about to go to Soul Cycle, nigga. Pull up. And it's just generally ridiculous. And y'all all have been very successful to and through hip hop. Joe's been now even more successful in the media game or whatever like that. He's Joe Budden Podcast, State of the Culture.
What was the original name? I'll name this later or whatever.
I'll name this podcast later. Everyday Struggle, The Pull Up, like Cash App sponsorship, Patreon partnership, all of this different stuff. So it's like, what do we have to be mad about? Like, y'all are all collectively in a space that a lot of people that are in the content spaces are striving to be in and be a part of. You know what I mean? If not just for the attention, but for, the money and the access to capital, access to information, access to opportunities and all of that shit. But, as black people, because we hate each other, we just find ourselves in this position where every little thing, like, niggas never take the time to, like, get on a phone call, say what they got to say, flesh something out, conflict resolution, de-escalation, none of that. It's right to the gram. This is how we mitigate problems in the black community. Instagram. That's niggas' weapon of choice. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, people feel like if I won on Instagram, I won.
That's what I said. If you went on Instagram, you won.
Said it. If you won on Instagram, you won. And that's a crazy, like, cultural point of reference when you realize, like, how much bigger the rest of the world is.
You worked in a corporate setting.
Yes.
I worked in a real job,
Several corporate settings, unfortunately.
And you remember inner office politics.
Yep.
I think we all kind of understand.
Got to go along to get along.
Right. We kind of all understand that. And that there might be a promotion that is supposed to be yours, but it goes to somebody else because the person running the department is friends with them, or they hang out, or
they
whatever,
like them
whatever.
Better.
And for me, where I was at before, where it was like, working a job where, you kind of just come, you got your employee number, you get paid every fucking week, and you go ahead about your BI. You really don't have to put much thought because I wasn't trying to climb up no ladder. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't trying to ascend through the company. So I didn't really have to worry about inner office politics. I kind of could tell everybody to kiss my black ass whenever I felt like it, which is kind of what I did.
And I'm in the union, pussy.
Which is kind of what I did. Being in this situation where me and you are basically, in the words of the great legendary wordsmith Juvenile, you trying to turn nothing into something, huh? Like that's reality. Like, we're trying to ascend and rise up. So at every level, you almost look for somebody who's in a better position to extend the olive branch or extend the hand. And what I've seen over the last couple years is motherfucker fuck extending a hand at times.
Cut your hand
They'll
off.
cut your fucking hand off. Now you
that's your hand. That's your hand right there. Let me see that.
Let me see that.
Cut your fucking hand off, man.
Got a Rolex, I'm taking that too. Like, they will literally cut your hand off. And I'm looking at this situation where, never mind Camron for a second, because I think what him and Maze do with It Is What It Is just something totally left.
It's completely left the center.
But I look at Joe Budden with the Joe Budden podcast, where your podcast is so big. Like you just said, you have a Patreon partnership. Your podcast is so big that you lost the other 60% of your show. Like, it was you, Rory, and Mo. Yeah. 30, 30, 30. If 30 and 30 is 60. Like, 60% of the host of this show left. Or y'all fell out, however the fuck you want to word it. And you came back with a guest collective a co-host collective that, I'm going to be frank, a lot of us aren't really crazy about.
Yeah.
There are some people who like Ish. There are some people who like Ice. I like Ice a lot. You know what I'm saying? But the whole Melissa Ford Queens flip, it's people who are just like, what's going on? Yeah, but
it's digital Wu-Tang Clan.
But you have your situation where you turn down the Spotify thing and all. You're the biggest. I literally saw something the other day, the Complex thing. I think they had him at number 1.
Yeah.
Like, I don't agree with that, but they had Joe Budden as the number 1 most important figure in hip-hop media. You've earned that. Noriega, they had him, I think, at number 5 or 6.
5 or 6.
Which I thought Nori could have been a little higher. Yeah. Y'all are the biggest, I said on Patreon, y'all are the biggest platform in urban hip-hop video. There is nothing out here fucking with Drink Champs. Yeah. Y'all two niggas is at the top of the mountain. And I'm kind of just overseeing blacks at the top of the mountain, trying to figure out why everybody is placed on the mountain or where they at in their journey up the mountain.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous after a certain point because I'm someone who's trying to come up the mountain and I'm not bothering anyone. That's the wildest part of all of this shit. Where it's like, you just climbing up the mountain.
just catch some shrapnel.
Remember Price is Right here, like you just coming up the mountain, yodeling, minding your business. And somebody who's in a far greater situation is like, look at this dickhead right here. And it's just like, God damn, dog, nigga ain't doing nothing.
Beanie Siegel said it best. I hate a rich nigga that hate a rich nigga.
I hate a rich nigga that hate a rich nigga. Like, that's some real live shit.
It's like, motherfuckers be miserable. And the point that Beans was proving in saying that line is, it's like, no matter, if you a miserable motherfucker, no matter how successful you are, you still gonna be miserable. You still gonna be a fucking hater. Like, and what we found over the years, interacting with a lot of these different people, these motherfuckers is miserable. They haters, man. It's like, no amount of success that they get is going to satisfy these guys because they just generally fucking miserable.
Yeah. And you know, we at times become super territorial. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's just natural life. That's the reason people got fences on their yards. You know what I'm saying? That's life. But seeing it unfold in something that's as new as urban media, like, think about all these different white media platforms. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Think about ABC and CBS and NBC and PBS and this, that,
CNN, MSNBC, the Weather Channel.
All this shit where, like, Fox, all it, like, dog. And then we had BET, which was, like, black for, like, you know, a couple years. And then that just kind of went off of a cliff. And it's like, now that's over there. And it's like, you know, Puff is trying to get it back and everything, you know. But, like, we don't really have much media representation. So you see these little situations pop up, and then when they pop up, the first thing they doing is beefing with each other.
Yep.
It's the first shit that pops off.
You would think at this point, post George Floyd, because that's a cataclysmic event that took place in American history. You would think, like, in a post George Floyd society, that black people would just be way more cognizant about how they speak to each other and how we speak about each other. Yeah. But niggas is just like, yeah, we kumbaya for 6 months. Fuck y'all niggas. Mm-hmm. Like, it's back to beefing. Like, because niggas understand inherently that beefing manufactures attention, which you can turn around and monetize. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, you got rumors that Leor Cohen was allegedly paying people to keep beefs going between rappers and stuff. And I give 500,000, put 4 more Jones up. Like, shit like that, because it drives attention. Like, niggas' whole thing is like, we can't get along, let's get it on. Niggas don't know how to peacefully coexist.
No.
I got to say what's on my mind. I got to get it out. I got to let everybody know this nigga's a bitch-ass nigga.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know why.
But a lot of these videos and a lot of these interviews, a lot of these situations, people are just coming across like assholes.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not what
They're weaponizing their success.
Yeah, and that's not what drawed us to you. Like, I didn't watch Drink Champs because I thought Nore was like a colorful asshole. I watched it because I thought Nore was entertaining, and I thought, as ridiculous as he is as far as like being journalistically having journalistic integrity, I thought he was hilarious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I didn't watch it because it's like you was on some Shawn Michaels shit. That's the truth.
Yeah, the top heel of the podcast.
Yeah, like
game.
the top heel of the podcast were like, it wasn't that. You know, even Joe Budden's, you liked it because it was a cool alternative to what media was, and the fact that Joe was just so raw and honest about everything. He'd give an honest, open
about
opinion.
Relationships, about the music industry, about janky business practices, about what's going on. I tell people the best run of podcasts in history is those last 11 episodes before Joe and company left Spotify. That is the best encapsulation of media in the history of podcasting because he bared his soul and he let it all hang out. And this nigga counted them down. We got 10 more shows to go. Today we gonna talk about this, and this. And it's like you learned so much about business and business practices when it comes to trying to quantify value in a new industry, in an industry that's in its infancy. How do you quantify value? So to go from that to like, oh, it's great to see niggas fail, it's just kind of like a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, because that's not what we're here for.
We didn't come to
like this isn't what the fuck we gravitated towards. This isn't the reason we like you. This isn't the reason some of us love you. Like, this ain't that. You know what I mean? Like, end of the day, it's the equivalent of like paying, bringing it back, paying to go to the fucking $500 class and then getting there and a fucking orator get up there and be like, all right, first rule of business, all of y'all some dickheads. Like, you'd feel slighted.
You gave me your money, you are a fucking asshole. You are a numbskull.
You'd feel slighted. And I personally just wish there was a little bit more camaraderie when it came to a lot of this new age urban media. Because at the end of the day, this shit is so new that a lot of us don't know where this shit is going or where it's going to end up. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We kind of just put our train on the track early and we going. We don't know if we're going to end up in Oregon or California, but we on the, you know what I'm saying? We riding. And a lot of people have gotten to a point now, like black people do, where, you know, if a nigga make $20,000, you know what he doing? He got his arm out with the whole 20 on the arm. Yeah, here go to 20 right here.
Beans, nigga.
Beans, nigga. 20.
Big faces.
Greens.
Benjamin.
Your Jones green, my Jones blue. Nigga. You know? It's that shit. Then you look over here and you realize that there's someone who makes $20,000 a second.
Yeah.
And he ain't beefing with nobody. In fact, he got partnerships with this. Literally, you go through Amazon Prime now, it's like 19 different sponsorships for different networks through Amazon. I watched the History Channel through Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Collaboration over competition.
That's reality. But I look at us at times where it's like, why do it always got to be East versus West? Bad Boy versus Death Row? Why do it always got to be Rock versus the Locks? Why do it always got to be Rick Ross versus, like, why do it Cardi versus Nicki?
Yeah, light skin versus dark skin.
Why do it got to constantly just be something going on?
The Willie Lynch letter. That's why.
Oh.
They that shit is programmed into our fucking genetic coding at this point. It's
like, I'll keep it above
DNA.
with you for all of the nonsense that is going on behind the scenes and the legends, the allegations with us and all these. You know what, John, still like kind of irritates me when people come to me and be like, "Yeah, man, y'all the only podcast I fuck with. Fuck them other niggas," and I just be like, "Yo, I never once put that energy out."
Yeah,
so
I didn't
it just
ask
be,
for this.
huh?
Like, I didn't ask for this.
Yeah, like it just be kind of like ridiculous that like that's how people operate. Like, seriously, if motherfuckers could, when they walk into Burger King and they be like, "Can I take your order?" "Yeah, I don't fuck with McDonald's. Let me get a Whopper with motherfuckers." That's how people.
Niggas at McDonald's some bitches.
They some pussies over there. Give me a motherfucking Whopper with cheese. Like, that's the way we like are trained to be. Yeah. So I see it a lot, especially in this where, like you said on Patreon the other day, everybody got more work to do.
Yeah.
Everybody got more money to make. Everybody got more land to cross and more sea to cover. Everybody got more shit that can be done and needs to get done. So to see us get to these points where it's like, you niggas is lame, or y'all some losers, or y'all on some weird shit, and when in reality, you wasn't on no weird shit when you started.
Yeah.
You just started. That's it. That's 100% it, because I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. There's a market for everything.
Absolutely.
Me personally, I don't like getting kicked in the nuts. It's motherfuckers out here that will pay bitches to kick them in the nuts.
All night long.
All night. Keep kicking, bitch. 20,000. All blues. Keep kicking. Like, that's reality. There's a market for everything. So the fact that y'all, with your big-ass market shares, be trying to get in the way of somebody else getting to their market and fully succeeding on their mission is I hate seeing this shit. And when it come to this shit, I said on Patreon, I just hope I don't have to Bill Goldberg spear somebody. Because I got a bad knee. I'm not trying to do that. But y'all be like, y'all, it's so annoying that it's just constantly a theme all the time.
Yeah, and
You don't never, I'm not cutting you up, you don't never just get where you just look up and you see black creator kicking it with black creator, doing something with, you know who do it though? For as much flack as all these niggas get, you know who do it? Who get it? The YouTube, the TikTokers, the Instagram, all of them understand that.
Mm-hmm. I just watched the damn vlog the other day with Kai and I Show Speed together.
You look up these motherfuckers that's just always with each other, around each other, creating shit.
Aiden Ross, who at the time was the biggest streamer out there, he embraced Kai Cenat and they started doing content together and hanging out and this. And Kai eventually passed Aiden. Nobody's tripping. Aiden bought Kai a fucking AP for his birthday. Nobody's tripping. You know why? Because we all getting money.
All making money.
We really making money.
Yeah.
So it's like so that'd be my misunderstanding with everything that we just spoke about, because as niggas is really getting as much money as y'all say y'all getting, why you so mad?
Dog.
Why you so mad?
It makes zero sense. And here go the craziest part, yo, and I can't speak for everybody, but I know for me, I don't even want the things that these motherfuckers have. Like, I don't want to be
I'm not coveting nothing that y'all have.
I don't want to be in the way of none of your bitches. I don't want none of I don't. Yeah. I don't want to come to your parties. I don't want any of that.
I don't want to skate with it. I don't want to kick it.
Like, trust and believe me, bro. I don't want none of that shit. So if I'm not in the way of nothing, if I'm not speaking bad on you, if I'm not being ill towards you, and you making millions, tens of millions, what the fuck?
Jay said it best. Jay got a line for everything.
Sure.
We don't do the same shit. We don't fuck the same bitches. Don't hang out the same places. Don't shoot at the same basket. Don't get the same money. What is it I'm missing? Like, how am I in the way? What is it if I'm doing something totally counter to what you're doing, how am I in the way? And you the one that's mad.
It makes zero sense. You're married, you're filthy rich, and I don't do what you do. Why the fuck are you worried about anything that's going on, especially beneath you, if you're not trying to help? Yeah. That makes zero sense. But that's what always ends up, and not even podcasting, just urban culture. That's just the goings-ons of it. Yep. Today, in the interview yesterday, the presser, they asked LeBron, how does he feel about going up against Steph Curry now for the 5th time in the playoffs? LeBron said, man, I honestly never thought it would happen again. Think about it. LeBron was in the East, Steph Curry was in the West. Once the Warriors had all their injuries and LeBron left the East Coast and went to the Lakers, and they kind of started out the gate slow. Remember, he had the groin injury. They didn't make the playoffs. Of course, he's just like, yeah, you know, like this, you know, it was an afterthought. But he was like seeing it now and actually knowing, like, damn, one more time we're going to actually go and be able to get it on. He's like, I love it. I respect Steph Curry. I love him. I think he absolutely changed the game. He's one of the greatest ever. He is the greatest shooter ever. I'm just like nothing but respect and love and admiration for him. That shit said on ESPN, because I don't want to make this shit
Don't want to misquote him.
I don't want to misquote this nonsense. It said, are we buying the LeBron praise for Curry? And I'm like, huh? That's what we're trained to do.
Divisive media.
Divisive media all the fucking time. The man, that really happened. That really happened. Mm-hmm. The man literally gave nothing but utmost respect to the man. And literally, it's like, y'all think he telling the truth.
Is we buying this shit? What we think? Give it a score, 1 to 10.
Yeah. And then to go a step further, they had their special analysts come and analyze the series. And it wasn't Tim Legler or Woj or Jalen Rose. It was Snoop Dogg who got like, just like,
Snoop Dogg
man.
coming through with the A1 level analysis.
Yo, man.
You know whoever scored the most points gonna win.
Dog.
You know defense win championships. Just hit you with mad cliches.
And Snoop just as fried as he want to be. Snoop said, "I ain't gonna hold you." They was like, "Who you think is the most scary team left in the playoffs?" And he was like, shit, man, the Heat. You know what they did to the Celtics, man? I mean, come on." And Stephen A was like, "You mean the Bucks?" Yeah, them too. You know what I'm saying?
This is your analyst.
Yeah, but they did to them too. But it's just like, yo, man, end of the day, I look at Snoop. That's a perfect example. Snoop dead ass went out there and was the ringmaster. He was the master of ceremonies for WrestleMania this year. Shane O'Mac came in the ring and blew his quad as an ode to his father. And Snoop had to improvise and snuff the Miz and hit him with the Crips elbow. and the shit wound up being funny.
And it worked.
It worked. Dog.
Snoop and Kevin Hart had a show on Peacock where they was doing commentary about the Olympics.
But this is the point I'm making. When Snoop Dogg shows up at WrestleMania, Jim Ross, Jerry the King Lawler, goddamn Jesse Ventura, like ain't nobody like, what the fuck is he doing here? How the fuck you give that to him over Michael? What's the one with the goatee? Used to always do the shit when Jim Ross was down. Michael Cole. Michael Cole. Like nobody, they embrace Snoop.
Yeah.
Snoop brought Rey Mysterio out to nothing but a G thing, and the DJ mixed it with Rob Cheat and Steele with the Eddie Guerrero drum. Like they embraced the motherfucker. All these other cultures understand this shit.
Yeah.
Look at just how easily Peter Rosenberg shifted from Hot 97 and hip hop to WWF
To the
media.
wrestling guy.
No one's tripping. But let somebody who's part of the culture try to do anything in the culture. Who the fuck is this?
Get some breakfast.
You
Gotta get some breakfast.
Nigga, get some turkey sausage.
Dish, nigga.
Dog.
Nigga, we eating chicken sausages, bitch ass nigga.
Dog. I watch people like Snoop, like Rick Ross, like Trick Daddy be so pragmatic with their personalities and be able to just be able to transition into all these things. And the people there love them and let them rock. Let them rock. But in our situation, it's like, wait, you look like me, you sound like me, you understand the same things I understand, but you think you can just exist out here? The fuck?
You can make money on the same earth I live on, nigga.
But here go the flip side, and this is a joint we don't want to talk about. People that ain't black, them other nationalities, they get to move around freely through the culture. And everybody loves
Yeah, they invited to the cookout.
Oh, yeah, invited to the cookout all day. Don't get me
And
started
then
on that. Like,
when niggas do get together to do some content, you end up with a joint like Envy and Charlotte on $1 million worth of game where it becomes a dick measuring contest where we pulling out contracts and talking about who make more money and this and Envy throwing shots at Joe. So it's like even when we collaborate, it's still used we're still weaponized in a way to go and shit on somebody else that's outside the circle.
no.
What are we doing?
It's very strange. You know what I'm saying? It's very weird, and it gets murky after a while.
Joe Budden made a really good point on his show this week, and he said, he's like, yo, I would think that, 6, 7, 8 years into this thing like we are now, everybody's role should be clearly defined. Everybody's, made their money, made their strides, whatever. And I would think that by now we've all settled into who we're going to be and that we're secure enough to stop having these issues. And it's like, yeah, that's a great point to make. However, you just encouraged Nore to kick up all this nonsense a few months back or whatever. So it's like, I don't know how serious, you know what I mean, I can take this. Yeah. Brilliant point, but your history says something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have trouble. And this is why I at times think is hip hop and urban media ever going to reach those heights? Ever reach those pinnacles of a Walter Cronkite? You understand what I'm saying? Or a Diane Sawyer or Ed Bradley.
I mean, we have the personalities.
We have the personalities, but my thing is, I've never seen Walter Cronkite come on the Evening World News and say, Ed Bradley a bitch. Let's get to the news tonight. I've never seen Ed Bradley come on 60 Minutes and that shit be like, just starting off the show here, these niggas ain't getting no money like I'm getting it. But what? I've never seen that. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's ever gonna make it to that point.
Platinum rolling, bust down.
Platinum bust.
Bust down from the factory, broke ass nigga. Now to this news.
Now to this news. Think about how ridiculous Jerry Springer was. Rest in peace to the GOAT Jerry Springer too, by the way. Think about how ridiculous Jerry Springer was. You ain't never seen Jerry on that show say, yeah, Mari a pussy.
Yeah, Mari ain't getting no money like me, bitch ass nigga.
And his corny Chinese hoe. Like, you ain't never seen
I got real authentic white trailer trash bitches on my show. Niggas could never.
Dog, man. It be a burnout, yo. It just be like a frying.
What movie was that where the boy was like, don't you niggas ever get tired of this shit?
Still. Some juice.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite little
don't you niggas get tired of this shit?
Don't you get tired of this shit? Pac laid that nigga out. No.
Hell no.
Bishop shot me. He shot everybody.
He shot everybody.
Yo, still gave it up immediately when he came to the hospital. Bishop shot everybody. That nigga's running wild with that little revolver.
Nigga had 6 bullets and terrorized the whole neighborhood. The 90s was crazy, yeah. Bishop had 6 bullets. He terrorized his crew, Radamas, like.
Everybody got it, dog. Pac dead ass has 6 slugs. Put that neighborhood on alert.
Put this work in, nigga.
Oh, shit. He said, yeah, no, you don't tell him we lost streak. Can't keep up with the man at the party. Fucking Pac like he was crazy. Pac dead ass killed this man and went back to the party. Like,
sicko, man.
Straight sicko. That's some funny ass shit. What else we got, man, topic wise this week, man? That's hilarious.
I'm gonna give some claps, man, for somebody that I hold near and dear to my heart. Somebody that
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, somebody
week.
that
what we clapping about?
Somebody that lied about their case, cooperated with the federal government, and still gotta go to jail.
Yeah, man.
Let's clap it up for Troy Avenue.
Yeah, man.
The first nigga ever to tell and still gotta go sit your ass down. Let me read this exact post because
the post was nuts.
telling y'all, it is hilarious.
The post was nuts, man.
It is hilarious. So let's pull this post up, man.
Let me give it to you.
No, I got it right here.
About that.
Troy Ave speaks out before being sentenced. Would you believe after all the evidence I gave, I still have to go to jail? And would you? That was the opening sentence. And would you believe after all the evidence, I still got to go to jail? Sad face.
Yeah, the
Even
emoji
though
killed
I
it.
feel like it's self-defense. Even though I feel like my friends should have took some of the weight off my shoulders, that ain't the reality. The reality is in New York, we don't have traditional self-defense. The reality is I'm charged with attempted murder on the person that shot a bunch of innocent people, attempted to murder me, and killed a real one, Rip Banger. I'm charged with possession of his weapon. The reality is that my friends who were in the car were only down for the good times. They weren't down for the bad times. They weren't down to take a gun charge while I took the attempted murder and weapons possession. That's when the concept of team became a myth. That's when I realized, in all caps, the streets is a myth. But regardless of that, I'm going to take whatever comes with this with my chin up and learn from my mistakes. So you or your peoples don't make the same ones. Everybody claims that they real until they get put in a real situation. Don't ride for people that's just riding with you and not willing to ride for you. ! Hashtag Rip Banger. Real ones live forever. My sons won't make my mistakes. Hashtag us, never them. Hashtag Free Troy Ave. And my favorite one, hashtag Real Man.
Yeah.
You bitch ass nigga. You bitch ass nigga. Congratulations. You bitch ass nigga.
What is your biggest? You hate Troy Ave.
I hate Troy Ave.
What is it?
He represents all the worst parts of like young black male like arrogance and like braggadociousness. And my biggest gripe with him is that he is totally fucking delusional. Like, he speaks as if he's like 50 Cent or Jay-Z or T.I. or Lil Wayne, or he's like accomplished so much in like this rap game to where he can, you know, dictate certain like cultural cues and espouse certain like moral codes and denounce certain things that predate all of us. So the whole premise of like the streets is a myth is essentially you trying to make the claim that because things didn't go your way, oh man, this is bullshit. And it's like, no, the streets are real. The streets are very real. The streets have real people in it, real consequences, real pitfalls, real jail time, real murders, real shootings. The streets is as real as it gets. And it's absolutely imperfect. But when you sign up for the streets, you know that. And there's typically somebody that tells you, yo, you know, once you start playing a grown man game, it's grown man consequences and grown man rules to this shit. And sometimes the nigga closest to you will cross your ass. Sometimes the person that you think gonna hold it down, don't hold it down. Shit not always gonna go your way. Sometimes you think you got the drop on a nigga and then he reverts that and now he got the drop on you. Like, that's the fucking streets. It's all dysfunctional. Mm-hmm. So to say that the streets is a myth, no, you're quite wrong. The streets is very real. The streets is very concrete, very tangible. But the problem is that the streets have claimed the lives of so many good and positive people that you can say something as ridiculous as the streets is a myth and people get emotionally triggered to the fact of, oh, I lost a cousin, I lost a friend, this, and this. So he's basically riled up like a hive of people who think in reverse like he does. And he does so much like capping and not holding himself accountable for his actions, like, and trying to like talk his way out of situations. And just as a man, I just don't respect that, because as a man, we make certain decisions in life and we got to live with the consequences of our actions. Right. However it go, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, you got to stand up and hold yourself accountable to your actions. And I just feel like he never does that. It's always somebody else's fault. When you start having certain situations in music business, one go, oh, Hovain did this and that, and he's a bitch ass nigga, and fuck his daughter, and it's like, wait a minute, this is somebody that you rode around with and allegedly did street business with in addition to music business, and it's like, soon as he no longer serves the purpose that you need him to, you just throw your man under the bus. And Hovain was a good nigga. I met Hovain. I knew Hovain. Hovain was a good nigga. So it's like, damn, like, you're not loyal to nothing or nobody. You don't have no internal dialogue to where even if you thinking some shit that's like crazy as fuck, you're not even going to take the time to just keep it to yourself or say it in your crib. You want to let us know all the inner workings of all the fuck shit that you got on your mind at all times. Right. And it's like, I said on the show with Breakfast Bars, with Legend and Nerd, whatever you tell me you are, I believe you. If you tell me you a gangster, you tell me you fucking all the bitches, you tell me you getting all the money, you got all the dog food, we selling more ice than motherfucking Zamboni operators, whatever you want to tell me that you doing, I believe you. If you tell me I'm a bitch ass nigga, I don't want no truck, whatever you tell me, I believe you. So then when you turn around and tell me something else immediately after that, it's like, well, what happened to what you just told me for 7 years? You told me you was the gangster and this. Oh no, I changed my mind. The streets is a myth. I changed my. I had a second to think about it. You know, now that I'm in a jam, I realize that this shit is not what is. Yeah, it's never been what it's cracked up to be.
Right.
Biggie told us years ago, the streets is a short stop. Like, either you selling crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot. And aside from that, when you in the streets, you are on a fast track to death or prison in most cases. Everybody doesn't come out unscathed like Baby and Jay-Z. Like, everybody doesn't have that success story to be able to tell. It's way more niggas that can tell you about how they cousin or they uncle, whatever, got 40, 50 years in prison than can tell you about, oh, well, he made it big in the music industry. He started a music company and then now he's a executive and he hang out with L.A. Reid. Like, that's not likely. And you know, a lot of just a lot of what I was brought up on is based around like certain elements of like street culture, certain shit you do and you don't do. I got an uncle doing 40 years, man. And they was living that life, man. Mm. He was really living that life, and he took what the fuck came with that shit. Like, they did everything they could within, you know, the parameters of the street code to try to free this nigga up. He's bearing the weight for the consequences of his actions. Yeah. That's usually the way that it's supposed to go. But now it's just like, oh no, this nigga did something, and to say my friends were supposed to carry the weight for these guns is like, huh? Yeah. What brain, like what side of your brain are you operating with that you think like that's one, normal to say, and two, that like that you are somebody that's so up here that your life is worth more than theirs. Niggas told on Mike Vick when he had $140 million contract. If you think niggas not about to throw your $5 ass under the bus so that they can spend Christmas with their kids and wear matching pajamas, you got another thing coming.
You got another thing coming. Oh man, yeah. When I saw the post, I was the sad emoji took me out. I mean, I fell out when I see that shit.
Can you believe?
Can you niggas believe?
I still gotta go to jail, nigga.
How much time is he getting?
They don't know yet, but he's basically charged with possession of 3 weapons.
3 years for 3 weapons?
New York City? Wayne got a year, but Wayne didn't have no prior charges neither.
Like a year?
Plaxico, a year. Mm.
Yeah. If you factor in all the telling he did. He was great for us. That's funny as shit, man. What else you got over there?
You want to talk about the Met Gala?
Oh, okay, yeah, the Met Gala. Okay. I'm not
I still don't understand the purpose of it, not gonna hold you. Looks like just a big high fashion party the first Monday in May of every year. I still don't quite know what it's for.
They have a theme. Yeah. Yesterday the theme was Karl Lagerfeld. I don't know what that means.
Essentially like Chanel, certain eras of Fendi, tweeds, bold colors like red. He had the like, you know, the skinny ties and the, you know, the white signature shirts and stuff like that. So it's just like various, I guess the various eras of like Karl Lagerfeld or whatever.
Is Karl Lagerfeld alive?
No.
Okay.
No, he passed away.
Okay.
So yeah, so they had the Karl Lagerfeld theme, and I ain't gonna hold you. Motherfuckers was putting it on last night, man. Y'all.
I saw a lot of people. I thought, I didn't. You know, it's funny because like there are a couple people I follow. Like one guy with the high school with, he's super into fashion, and another girl I know, she posts about it all the time, and they're posting like every single. Yeah. And I'll look at it and I'll be like, I think that looks good, and I gotta check the comments to make sure. And then you see all the flame emojis, like, oh, I was right. Yeah. Then you see somebody be like, she looks a mess. But then you see girl work, yes, did it, and I'll be like, okay, maybe I missed it. Then I see something, I'm like, damn, that's hot. And then people are like, absolutely no, this isn't it. And I'll be like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for. So these are my immediate takeaways.
Yeah.
I thought Idris Elba looked like MC Hammer.
It was definitely some Hammer time going on.
It was given too legit to quit.
I love the jacket, but then when I seen the pants, I was like, yeah, I don't know about the pants.
It was given.
That's the thing. It's like flowing through the leg. That's the thing. I was surprised Shay didn't have some big ass pants on because that's his twist. He want all of the boot cut Jones or whatever like that. But yeah, Shay smoked it.
I thought Shay looked pretty decent. Yeah. The best joint I seen, to me, I thought this was cool.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is though. Who is this? Conan Gray. That's his name.
Gray. Okay.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny killed it with the all white, and then he had the.
Did he have on like a dress though?
No, he had an all white twill suit on, But then he had the rose it was like a shawl with a train.
Okay.
All white roses or whatever like that. But it was like, you could see there was other pictures.
Yeah, I thought Shay jacket
Shay
was
killed
hot.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shay killed it. ASAP Rocky did look for look the way that Carl Rock did or whatever with the kilt and all of that. That was like a straight Karl Lagerfeld look. Rihanna had like the Chanel roses. It was like almost like a hoodie or whatever. It was like a headpiece that went down to her stomach, and then he took it off, and then it was just a white dress.
Right.
Doja Cat came as a cat.
Yeah.
and meowed.
I thought Ice Spice looked pretty good.
I didn't even see Ice Spice. I probably was asleep by the time. Okay. All right.
I think she's nice looking.
Yeah, she's real good looking. Did you see her? She had a street interview. The dude was like, yo, can I make you squirt? It was like, like them.
Oh, yeah, I seen it, but I didn't click on it.
It's just like, can I make you squirt? She's like, I actually make myself squirt all the time. He was like, oh, man, you're filthy. I was talking about this, and gave her a soda squirt.
Who else was there that I saw? Kim Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian killed
Yo,
me.
Kim Kardashian is like, people hate on her. Kim Kardashian always looks good though.
My favorite look of the night, my favorite person of the night, and my favorite look of the night was Cardi B. Cardi B with so her pre-show dress was like the pink Joan, fire. Then her actual red carpet Joan, she had on the it was like a black velvet ball gown, like shaped out, whatever like that, and it had the like the Chanel embroidery and the flowers like all over it or whatever. And then for the actual party, she had on like a white, pink, and black twill suit that was a two-piece, like a Chanel suit. Looked like something Fran Drescher would wear.
Janelle Monáe. Can we talk about Janelle Monáe?
I love
for
Janelle
a second?
Monáe so
Janelle
much,
Monáe, like you said it the other day, she was down 3-0.
Yeah.
And she has figured out a way to just become like the baddest chick on
Earth.
On Earth. And she went all them years dressed like fucking Dutch Schultz. and to see her now, like Ross said the other day, was like, yeah, she would dress like the Monopoly man. And we started going down the hole of like being funny. I'm like, yeah, I remember when I first seen her, she was dressed like Albert Anastasia. And it's like to see her now where like everything she does is like, excuse my French, as a bad bitch. Mm-hmm. Like all the time.
Her frame now is bad bitch.
It's bad as shit. Right.
Every frame is bad bitch. Like the promo photos for her new record. Her Instagram, like even like her preparing for the damn for the NBA celebrity game or whatever like that. Her frame is bad bitch every time, and I'm here for it.
Can I ask you this when it comes to these situations with the Met Gala? Kim K look good. Boy.
Paris Hilton looked real good too.
Yeah, Paris Hilton look. I just seen her. Is that the youngest sister?
Yeah, that's Kylie. Kylie is a movie.
Kylie some work. Who is that? What's her name?
Lizzo.
Lizzo look nice here. Yeah, I think she look real good right here.
Lizzo needed to wear something that gave her more shape.
I mean,
like if you find like the Cardi B picture, you'll see what I'm talking about. Where it's like Cardi is small up top, so it's like we exaggerate how small she is up top, and then we flesh out like the bottom of the dress, like as far as like a silhouette, because it's like it's a formal event or whatever like that.
Whoever this is looks a mess.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Quinta, what's her name? Quinta. She looked okay. Not over the top. That's the crazy nigga from that John.
Mary J. Blige showed up looking like full Monet Tejada.
Yeah, Mary J. Blige she's gotten everything done. Mary J. Blige got new cheeks, new breasts, new hands. Yeah. Like everything looks, it looks totally.
Yeah, my alimony payments is under control because of this power check. You know what I'm saying? I'm back out here trying to catch.
Jack Harlow came with his shit he had on the night before.
Came from the club.
Yeah. Can I ask you this when it comes to these situations? Do you feel like it's more so if we like the people than the actual fits?
No.
You don't think so?
No, not in this setting. Because
so let me ask you this. Did you think Dwayne Wade and Gabby looked decent? Because people was hating.
Oh, yeah, and Jenna Ortega smoked it, too.
Yeah.
Wednesday Addams. I love her. I gotta see what they had. I kind of saw it and skipped over. So this is what Cardi had on. So when I say give her more shape, where it's like
It's a big ass giant dress.
exactly, but it's like it's it's supposed to be like exaggerated fashion to a certain extent or whatever like that.
Like the runway stuff that never gets sold, that's how you're supposed to go.
Exactly. And then this is what she had on at the party.
Yeah, Cardi titties.
Cardi is a movie. like Cardi B is a movie. Okay. But yeah, then when you see Bad Bunny when he took the shawl off or whatever,
Okay, yeah.
it's like a white twill suit or whatever.
That was D Wade and Gabby.
No comment.
But people was like Dwayne Wade looked nice, but they didn't like Gabby makeup or the outfit she had.
Kind of look goth a little bit.
Yeah. Like again, I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for.
I don't like that she's the man in that relationship, so I got whole other issues with.
You see what I'm saying? I think it comes down a little bit to who y'all like and who y'all don't like.
No, one thing I like this big ass Cardi flashing in this joint.
Yeah, Cardi's figured it out.
Cardi is a movie. I met her one time. She came to Vanity Grand. We booked the Migos. She came to Vanity Grand, and this was like this her first appearance out anywhere after she had Culture or whatever like that. And she was in there. She was turning up, whatever. She just looked so good. She smelled. I just remember her. She smelled so fucking good, like something I never smelled before. I'm like, damn, it's good to be rich.
Yeah,
She smelled amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cardi always looks the fuck nice. But yeah, with these Met Gala Jones, I don't mean knowing what I'm supposed to be looking for exactly.
Him looking damn good. My goodness.
When I see the pictures, I just see it and be like, oh, I like that or I don't like that.
Yeah, it just I would definitely look like we got to pray
Yo.
just to make it today.
I wasn't ready for you to come out with that. That's funny as shit. Yeah, definitely was some too legit to quit shit going on. But people was like, he looked nice, and I'm like, I think it's just Idris Elba, and y'all like
Tiana
Idris
Teller
Elba.
killed it.
I'm not crazy about Tiana Taylor.
I love Tiana Teller so much. I'm hoping Iman do some bullshit.
Like whenever I see her, I think young Jamie Foxx. You know, I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Tiana Teller, man.
you know. But I think Janelle Monáe has moved.
Janelle
into
Monáe
a-
is listen. She,
you know.
she went from worst to first,
Yeah.
dog.
Now that she doesn't dress like Lucky Luciano, she
Or the
look-
WB frog.
Winston Churchill. Yeah, she looked real good.
Like, come on, man. Like, that is crazy. She took that big ass winter coat off, man. I said, oh my goodness.
yeah.
Yeah, she looks like she tastes delicious.
Yeah.
That's another show. I think that's Patreon.
But all in all, is it something you have to get invited to, or do you just?
Yes, you definitely have to get invited. Anna Wintour has to invite you.
Okay. And Anna Wintour is what exactly?
The editor-in-chief of Vogue.
Vogue. There you go. Right.
Yeah, of Vogue.
So that's why Drake never gets invited to these things.
Bingo.
Okay. But Drake said in one of his songs that he can't get more than a +1 for the Met. That's why he never go.
Yeah, got to bring the dogs.
Yeah. Got to bring the team. Gotta bring Chubb, gotta Nico. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, that make all the sense in the world. You want to have a little music talk?
For sure.
Rod threw out last night that there hasn't been a rap album to top the Billboard 200 this year, and I'm like, well, yeah,
Nobody's dropping.
no one's dropping because they're all on tour. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's going on tour. Is there an album coming out this year that you're anticipating at all?
I don't know who the hell's coming out. That's how disjointed it is. YoungBoy put 2 albums out. He's about the only one, but SZA essentially has been carrying the Bill to top 5 on Billboard going back.
I think she did like 7 or 8 straight weeks.
Yeah, at number
right?
one,
Yeah.
and then she's still in the top 3 or top 4 or whatever the heck it is.
Yeah, that
or whatever
album
like
did
that.
good.
Album is killing.
A question I got thrown to me on some music shit. I wanted to get your opinion on it. 2 different people this week hit me up. 1 female, 1 male.
Okay.
Hit me up this week. They both went to Lil Wayne's concerts. One went to one in Toronto, one went to one in Carolina.
Okay.
Both of them said the same exact, almost like verbatim to me. was like, yo, I went to Lil Wayne, John, like, because, you know, we had conversations on here about how they put Lil Wayne against Jada. Then they had the Lil Wayne versus 50 Cent shit and all that nonsense. And I said on here, y'all don't even need to breathe these niggas' names near Lil Wayne. They both said they two completely different sexes, different people in different places. Said I could show you the messages almost verbatim. Like, I went to Lil Wayne's show this past week or last week or the other day or whatever. Both of them said the same thing. Lil Wayne came out on that stage with nobody and did almost 2.5 hours
of hits
of like literally was like it was almost like you were in a trance. Like you forgot just how much shit Lil Wayne, and it's just like both of them said the same thing. I don't know if anybody could beat Lil Wayne in some, and I'm just like, well, yeah. I'm like, well, yeah.
He has 185 Billboard Hot 100.
This is the point I was making in my home. I'm like, yo, Lil Wayne dead ass started making music in the 90s. Not at the end of the 90s neither.
The 90s.
Like the 90s. Lil Wayne dead ass has a culturally relevant record from 1998. It's 2023. And this year, Lil Wayne has a culture. Think about it. That nigga got bling bling and God did.
And everything in between.
Everything in between. Like, it's an onslaught if he decides to just like, the Lil Wayne could dead ass come out and tell the DJ, we just gonna go by the year.
Yeah.
Crank the 99 shit up. Crank 2000, 01, 02, 03, 04, 05. Like, whatever, come on. And my thing that they both was like, literally both of them said the same shit. I honestly think the only person in Lil Wayne's way is probably Jay. And I'm like, yo, I'm here to tell you, I don't know if Jay in the way. And I say that because I don't think Jay can get off the first half of his career. So if you got Jay 01, 02 beyond versus Lil Wayne
98 to infinity.
Because outside of Can't Knock the Hustle, Jay's not getting on stage and doing Ain't No Nigga.
Yeah.
In 2020. Jay's not doing Money Cash Hoes. He's not doing
Let me properly
Lobster and
this.
Scrimp.
Let me properly disclaim this.
So that was the question I got asked.
If
01 on Jay
if everything is on the table for Jay in a perfect world, Beyonce gonna sign the permission slip, whatever. Tina Knowles ain't gonna get mad. Solange not gonna punch this nigga in his shit, and he's allowed to perform the whole scope of his catalog. Nobody can beat Jay-Z in a versus. However, once you start stipulating certain stuff and removing vital elements of his catalog, he can be beat. The people that can beat him, we said the names: Lil Wayne, Drake, Kanye West. Those are the people.
I don't think Eminem and Nas, because people was throwing them in there, and I don't think them.
No, even with the handicap.
What would be the handicap? Oh, the J handicap.
Yeah, the J handicap. He's still beating Marshall and Nas, unless it's like if we do the shit at Met Stadium, all right, Nas, you win. If we do the shit at Tiger Stadium, all right, you win. That's the only way that they beat him. Is regional bias.
Yeah. Nas John would have to be like at Hype Williams' house. Or something. Like, it would have to be something crazy.
I'm saying, like, it would literally have to be in Queens.
Yeah.
In Queens, like
on the bridge. On the bridge. Yeah.
But when you give Wayne that sort of advantage and say, yo, you going against the greatest. However, he's not playing nothing from Reasonable Doubt. Maybe one or two songs. He's not playing nothing from Volume 1. That means Streets is watching.
I think what they were both trying to get at was like a more realistic approach as to what gets performed or gets done at this point in life. And I'm thinking about it, and when she said it, I'm just like, yeah, I really can't see Jay getting on stage and doing Ain't No Nigga. I really can't see him getting on stage and doing Is That Your Chick, or what's the Timberland joint from Volume 3? Big Pimpin'.
Yeah.
I just can't. And that to me are like, these are the records that
that's why I said it's a handicap.
It kind of made Jay.
Yeah.
But I don't think you need to be like on some like we gonna stipulate what you can and can't perform. I'm just saying as far as
gonna stipulate.
What would get performed. I really can't see him getting on stage and doing that.
I think
really. Did you see recently he got on stage in London and he did Can't Knock the Hustle? Paris, and Paris, London, no, England,
Paris, France.
The same shit. We bomb that shit all the time. But he got on stage in Paris and he did Can't Knock the Hustle. Mm-hmm. And people were going because they was like, how often do you get to see? And I'm like, Can't Knock the Hustle is the one record that like he can always perform.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like just
it's aspirational.
It's above everything where it's not like what was the joint with Bleak?
Oh, coming of age.
Like it ain't that. Like
none of the coming of ages are coming out in no verses.
Like even
none of them songs with digging in the crates, digging it was diamonds in the rough and the ranges is coming out.
Streets is watching. Like I don't see him performing that. I don't.
But I think that's his path to victory is performing records like Streets is Watching and Lucky Me and
Friend of Foe. I love
Friend
all
of Foe.
These records.
This Can't Be Life. It's On with Beanie Siegel. Like that's his path. His clear path to victory is I rap better than all you niggas.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna tell you what Jay-Z wins at more than any other rapper, and this is just when you really look at just the sales throughout the career, because Jay never really had that year where he was like crushing everybody and he was the most pop. Think about it. Jay didn't go #1 on Billboard as a solo till the Alicia Keys situation.
For a single,
right. Like he was on Heartbreaker and shit as a feature and stuff like that. But like Jay never had these songs that were just like dominating the radio and all that crazy shit.
He existed in an era where post Jay into Ja Rule, then it started to be a thing of really dominating the Hot 100.
Right.
Before that, if you was rap and you made top 40, we popping champagne.
So I look at it where it's like where Jay just moves past everybody is the B-sides.
Yeah.
And like you just said, those Streets is Watching, This Can't Be Life, all these records. And if it's a B-sides, John, it's him and Drake probably alone. Yeah. Honestly, Lil Wayne with the freestyle shit, Mike could come in there, but he don't got that many B-sides like records.
Right.
But when you talking about like a verses where you just doing hits, that's why I say all the time, I think he can be beat. Because a lot of these records not really like hits. They're just good records that stick to the rib.
Yeah.
So a B-side, John, is an easy victory.
Yeah, like Dirt Off Your Shoulder.
A hits battle?
In a hits battle, Dirt Off Your Shoulder is a beatable round. What's the Picasso Baby is a beatable round.
Picasso Baby is my shit.
Tom Ford is a beatable round.
Tom
You know
Ford
what I'm saying? It's beatable. Fuck With Me, You Know I Got It is beatable.
I don't know.
A Millie.
Yeah, no, I'm a Millie.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, you got to consider like, who you going against. So it's like, it's like his 20 or 30 or whatever they determine it's going to have to be like so on point when you facing like anybody that's worthy of Jay even saying I'll entertain it. He's gotta be super tight for it, and vice versa. They gotta be super tight for him because he got a lot of shit that we forget also. You know what I mean? But the thing is, it's like, for somebody like Wayne, he's covered every era and every side of the game as far as like he got a robust mixtape catalog. He got a robust singles and features catalog. He got a robust solo catalog. Then you got the fucking Drake Nicki X Factors or whatever. It's like you got the most records with Drake and Nicki out of anybody that you can play. He can play Itty Bitty Piggy. He can play fucking Hell Yeah Fucking Right. He can play Miss Me, like all of these fucking records that's like these bombs to where it's like, damn, how do you beat that shit?
He could drop forever.
Yeah. He could drop Believe Me with Drake. He could like, which was the lead single for Drake and Drake versus Lil Wayne tour, shit like that. Like
the concert he did in Toronto. Did you see he had the announcer was like, y'all gonna see Lil Wayne in a second, but Lil Wayne wanted to do something special. He wanted to give a local artist opportunity to come up here, hop on stage. So, we want to give him the same respect that you would give Lil Wayne. Give it up for one of your local hometown artists here to open up for Lil Wayne. And it was Drake. It's just like
Drizzy Drake.
Yeah, that's the type of shit that Lil Wayne can do. Like it just and both of them, it's funny. Like it was almost verbatim, was like, yo, Wayne's, you almost can't compare it to nothing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, because when he stopped the actual music and decided to do this freestyle that took over Earth, Like Swagger Like Us is his record. I mean, Swag Surfing is his record.
Yeah.
And then you got like the Hustle Hard remix where no one gives a fuck about Hustle Hard. Ace Hood is a goddamn yoga instructor now.
Yeah.
No one cares about that record. But Lil Wayne's feature on that remix was so impactful that Live on Sunday, King of Diamonds Monday became a fucking staple of the code. Like, it's just too much shit.
We taking over. Maybach. He's on like most of the Maybach music. So like
He's on Soldier with Destiny Child. Like, it's endless amounts of shit that you could just cut on.
Yeah, it's like, what bag do we want to be in is kind of like the thing. And I'm saying it's like, yo, like I said about the 50 Cent battle, I said if Mac Main picked Wayne records, Wayne gonna win 15-5. If Cortez Bryant picked Wayne records, he wins 37-0 somehow in a 20 song battle, whatever the case may be. You got too much shit, man. Got too much shit.
Another question I was posed with, where are you at right now with sneakers and sneaker culture?
I give up.
Yo, I had
the white flag.
I was telling my homie, like, me and shout out Dante, we was having a conversation the other day. Somebody had posted that they had the Wizard 3s early or whatever. And I was like, yo, I kind of disengaged like 4 or 5 years ago when I realized just how weird it had gotten. Where this is the normal flow of it. They post a sneaker that's coming out. Everybody be hyped like, oh, I want these. Then they release them through these apps and these drawings and all this stupid shit. And people go and get the sneaker Saturday morning because you got to be there at 10 o'clock or about 10:30. And then they post the sneaker in their passenger seat on their way home on the Instagram.
Had to buckle up, little buddy.
Yeah, and I just got to a point of just like, yeah, I think I'm just kind of over this. And then I realized every time a sneaker drops, it's worse quality than the last time
for more
dropped.
Money.
For more bread.
Yeah.
And we see the sneaker come out, and it's always the same shit the first week. You see a rush to go get it to where the sneaker drops for $200. There's an instant rush on eBay and StockX and fucking GOAT that rises it up from $300 to $350 to $375 to $410 to $470 to where somebody's asking for $550. Don't let it be a Travis Scott or a fucking what else was real big recently? With New Balances. I got them on.
Joe Fresh.
Joe Fresh Goods. Don't let it be
Salehi Bembry.
Salehi Bembry, one of them. Then the shit goes up 700, and you see this rush, and then 2-3 weeks later, you
about
look,
15 days later,
them bodega,
what, the blue and brown,
the 9060s this.
Yeah, the blue and brown.
In a 15, them shits went all the way up to like 1,400, and I was like, yo, this is kind of crazy. And somebody had a pair for like $910. Somebody had a pair for like $880. And I'm just like, this is nuts. No bullshit. Went and looked the other day. How much is they in a 15? $299. I'm just like, God damn, that fast.
How the mighty have fallen.
Like, and the sneaker shit has just become like, it's taken on it's almost like the Rolex, the watch. Mm-hmm. It's taken on a life of its own.
And I'm glad you brought that up.
To where you got so many people competing for some shit that was going on 20, 30 years ago. And me and Jules talked about the other night, yo, we used to get player samples. Like the sample created specifically for that player. Yeah. I remember I got the Michael Finley player sample 15s. They was the white, remember the 15s was black with the red in the middle. The Stevie Wonder Overjoyed commercial, Mary J. Blige. His Jones was white with the blue middle. The back had a tag that said Finn, and it was a 4 on the tongue that you pulled. I bought a pair of them for $110. Dicked them. Got another pair off eBay for $110. I wore them to Baltimore Harbor with the Freeway. Remember when Freeway did the She's Burning Up? Yeah. He had the Los Angeles Laker, the blue and white pullover with the hat. I had that hat, the pullover with those on. Wore them to Baltimore Harbor. Fucked those up down there with this big-ass scuff on the side. Got back on eBay and bought another pair for $120. They were $100. Yeah. You know how much player samples cost? The cheapest player samples I've seen recently is a pair of Gerald Wallace 8s for like $3,500. We was getting player samples for a bean.
Yeah, that's crazy.
A bean. The Viatech Rainbow Dunks, they were $60 fucking bucks.
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating. We was ordering them shits from eBay, and when eBay stopped selling them, we was getting them from Nike Town, Hawaii. I remember wearing them to the park, and motherfuckers was like, what the fuck is those? Like, what the fuck are those? So for me to see Viatech Dunks now selling for $1,100 is like,
Yeah, I just generally speaking, I've kind of tapped out and removed myself from it just because like I don't believe in jumping through hoops to spend my money.
Bruh.
Like I just think it's like something just inherently dysfunctional about that. Like having to jump through hoops and have a private shopper and this, and then you end up looking like everybody else in the process anyway. So it's just like, yo, I just like, pride myself on kind of wearing what I like, buying what I like. I've been wearing a lot of Solomons. I got some Travis Scotts on today, the all black ones. I really like these. I pay above, pay the resale price for them, whatever. And I was at peace with my decision because I'm going to wear my fucking shoes.
That's another one where it's like, and we had the conversation like how you just said, bringing up the watches. We had the conversation the other day on Patreon, like, I don't buy anything with the intention of like, oh, this is for me to sell or get rid of. I really do like, yo, if I like it. Like realistically, I saw the what just came out recently, sneaker wise, that had a big commotion behind it.
I don't even know.
Not the SB4s.
Totally disconnected from this.
Not the SB4s.
Let's see what's going on.
Cause they was like right there. I could have got them, but I was just like, I don't want them because I'm not wearing them. What the fuck was it? It was in one of my sneaker groups.
I know it's not the Skylines.
Recent. I know it was a New Balance. Oh, the 992s.
Oh,
Sky
okay.
blue green and the seaweed green.
Yeah.
Dude hit me and was like, yeah, he had them all, whatever, 15. And I was just like, I don't really like 992s. Like, I don't like them on my feet. Like, they kind of like 993s. I just don't like them on my feet. And I could have got them and turned around and tried to send them here and send them, but I'm just like, I'm not jumping through hoops for some shit I don't know. And then we watched, again, the blue ones out the gate went up in price. The pink and the green didn't move. Yeah. You know which one's the highest ones now? The green ones. And the pink and the blue is back damn near. And it's just like, I'm not doing that. So I've gotten to a point now where it's like, I'll buy a sneaker because I want it.
Yeah, you have to, or you're going to drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to predict like what's going to actually have a lasting impact and go up in value. Ish was telling us that basically it's like a theory right now in the sneaker industry that like there's no real steady movement up on value of sneakers because Kanye isn't wearing sneakers. It hasn't wore sneakers for basically like the better part of the last 2.5, 3 years or whatever like that. Right. And it's like one of them things where it's like, where you like, damn, like, yeah, he didn't. So it's like, only thing that's like really carrying certain values is Travis Scott, Joe Fresh Goods,
the Bembreeze is still up there.
Bembreeze is still up there, certain models or whatever. But he got to a point where he was doing so many shoes.
Much, like, look at what happened with the Crocs.
Yeah.
Just, too much.
Yeah, the Crocs is back to being $90.
Yeah, they regular price and shit.
Crocs was $1,000.
I'm gonna just go get some Crocs. I'm gonna just go get some Crocs. Like, yeah. The when I brought up, you said that's a good thing you brought up with the watches.
Oh, that was because of like what I was saying, like having to like all of this artificial demand that's being created and not wanting to have to jump through hoops to like spend your bread. Like it doesn't make sense. If I want to go buy a $10,000 watch, I should be able to walk in a Rolex, buy a $10,000 watch. I want to buy a $15,000 watch, I should be able to walk in a AP boutique and put my credit card down and buy a $15,000 watch. Like. This shit isn't rocket science.
Yeah,
like, and for years and years and years, y'all had it figured out. Y'all was able to serve everybody, and just all of a sudden, I'm supposed to believe that just like everybody's so flush with cash that the watch market of all fucking things just like exploded, and now it ain't no watches nowhere. Even though all of y'all are up in production 2- and 3-fold year over year.
My thing is this: every platform, if you will, or every what's the word? Not necessarily platform. Every industry has kind of like right-sized itself.
Yeah.
Right? We getting reservations at restaurants again. Mm-hmm. And Neiman got clothes and shit. They got sneakers in there. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Acme got fucking fresh ground beef and shit. Like everybody, you remember where it was like it was sketchy.
You couldn't get nothing.
Well, no potatoes in this motherfucker. Like everybody done kind of like right-sized everything from the little to the big. I ain't been in nowhere recently that has been like, Chipotle got the vinaigrette every time I come in. Like, you remember where it got to the point where you just was going places and they was just like, yo, we ain't got no forks. What the fuck you talking like?
Fork delivery, dog.
Fork delivery just ain't even, you know what I'm
Nigga
saying?
stuck on 81.
Yeah.
Coming from Frackville.
Our knives is kind of wide though, so you can just use it like a little spatula. Like, it got ridiculous.
We got some sporks though. They be here any minute now.
Everything has kind of right-sized except for the watch shit.
Yeah, because they holding on. Like that last little.
Even the sneaker shit has like gotten to the point now where them prices ain't hanging the way they was. I just told you, them bodegas came right the fuck back down.
Every Jordan release, I see 43,000. It's like
They're
it's like
everywhere.
2014 again.
Yeah, they're everywhere. So the watch thing is the only one. How crazy is this? Even the dealerships are starting to have cars and shit back on the showroom floor and on the lot and all that crazy shit.
My man that worked for Mercedes, he told me, he said, he was like, yo, you know, they was at a point they was putting a $20,000 markup on everything. Then it got down to 15. Then it was 10. Then it was 5. 3 months ago, he called me. He was like, yo, I don't know what car you looking at next, whatever. But you know, we gonna have orders open soon on a few different things. Like I could get it to you for retail. I can't do a discount yet, but I can. We back at retail price. So it's like we're back at MSRP on cars. Like.
Right.
What the hell? Like,
right. It don't make no sense.
because
right?
apparently there was a damn monopoly on the microprocessor chips or whatever like that. So everybody's getting warehouse burnt down. So you know what that does? It halts production on all of these automobiles, but it also creates all this backlog demand for the microprocessor company. So now they can charge everybody a premium because we got to hurry up and get back up and running. So I need y'all to pay y'all net 90 invoices. I need y'all to pay them today, nigga.
Yeah. I was on this Rolex forum the other day, and the guy was like, I've been on the waiting list for a GMT and for a Daytona for the last year and a half. And I just found out that my job is sending me to China for 3 weeks. I can't wait to tell my AD to suck a dick when I get there. I was fucking dying off of that. But yeah, man, you're right. The watch shit is the only one now.
They just holding on, man.
But did you see the thing? I think Kev said in the group chat, like, how much money they're like Rolex is starting to do their own secondary watch job.
Oh yeah, certified pre-owned.
Pre-owned now.
Yeah.
And it's
just to pull more, extract more money out of the customer.
Because it was saying in the article how pre-owned watches are worth more than new ones. This shit is crazy, ain't it? It works the same way with the sneakers, the car shit. If the watch is $13,000 retail and we tell you you can't get one, but on the resale market they're $32,000, we could just say, hey, this is a certified pre-owned.
Yeah. Take the plastic off this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Sell it to my cousin for retail price.
Let him go to Disney World.
Yeah, come back.
Come back on Monday, $28,000.
Everybody wins.
You get a discount from $32,000. We get more than $13,000. My cousin got some fly ass pics at Disney World. Everybody good. TRPE once again. That shit crazy, dog.
Yeah, it's like
Rolex it's the equivalent of Foot Locker investing in the GOAT.
Once you realize that you can not only directly influence but control the secondary market, what fucking incentive do you have
to even go
to
into the first market?
Go into the first market? We're just
none.
going to skip it.
Fuck
like
it.
Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
We're just going to skip
Dog.
the first market.
Dog.
Fuck y'all. Y'all think y'all coming to see Drake and 21 Savage? Eat dick,
For
nigga.
$68? Yeah, right.
How about 6,800, nigga? Fuck y'all. The show went on sale at noon. The shit was sold out at 12:03. It was all the tickets was verified resale tickets. How?
Yeah.
For a global tour. For 45 dates all over the fucking world. Yep. So everybody's logged on at the same time. What you telling me?
Everybody. Namibia, motherfucking Scotland.
Yeah, everything going.
We
all that's left is Allentown. We got Allentown. We got motherfucking.
Only thing left is Allentown.
We got Allentown and we got Butte, Utah.
Yeah,
that's all we got left.
No, that's real. Ticketmaster, Rolex, Foot Locker. Everybody has just chalked the first market. Fuck it. Till we get sanctioned and have to go before Congress, we going straight to the secondary market.
It's price gouging. These are the people that Teddy Roosevelt warned us about. Teddy Roosevelt would have been out here busting ass if he was alive.
The titans that built America. Oh my God. So it follows 5 specific people. Mm-hmm. It follows Walter Chrysler, who built the SRT engine and what became Chrysler's and all of that chassis and shit. It follows DuPont, from the paint and all of that. And he made a lot of money selling bullets in the war and all that crazy shit. It follows Chrysler, DuPont, Boeing, Bill Boeing. It follows, what are the other 2? Fuck, I can't think about it right now. Chrysler, DuPont, the one who owned, Henry Ford, and I forgot the other one. But long story short, you know how Bill Boeing got rich and made, what we became Boeing airplanes? He went to an air show, got fascinated with airplanes or whatever. He was trying to get in cool with I believe it was not the Wright brothers, the Lindberghs. He was trying to get in cool with them. They wasn't fucking with him. So he went back and started developing a plane. Like on some fuck it, I'm going to develop my own plane. Boom, boom, boom. He gets the shit done. He winds up getting mail contracts with the mail. So basically they realized that, they paid $3 per pound of mail that could get delivered. But with his planes, he could take so much mail across the thing and they could charge more because instead of a train, it was getting to where it was going faster and shit.
Right.
So he wound up making X amount of hundreds of millions of dollars, basically contracting the mail.
Delivering the mail.
Through air. That's where air mail started with Bill Boeing and shit. When Roosevelt became president, he was like, the mail is federal. Shouldn't no motherfucking nigga have no access? If the mail is federal, shouldn't no motherfucking nigga have no access to people's mail? I'm cool on this shit. He immediately cancels his contracts with the mail shit and was like, we'll do the shit ourselves. Not realizing that Bill Boeing had built up a fleet of 150 airplanes to just deliver mail. And that the federal government didn't have enough planes to get the mail done. So then he basically was like, he put in orders with motherfuckers to build planes, but he did it like 2 planes from this company, 2 from this company, instead of giving it to like one person. Because they was like, why not just give it to Boeing? Because he can produce that many. Man, fuck that. He already got enough paper. I'm going to get 2 planes from this nigga. 2 planes. So he winds up buying all these cheap ass planes. The plane's not even good. They said that in literally 90 days, they had lost 61 pilots. It was all these accidents. So they was like, they had lost like 61 pilots and it was all these accidents and all this mail had got destroyed. And it was like Roosevelt sorely realized that the federal government couldn't handle what it took to actually get the mail shit done. So they was like, he had to come down off of his like censorship of Boeing. And he went back to Boeing and was like, all right, listen, we gonna use your planes, but you can't do it. And then Boeing was like, what the fuck? And he basically banned Bill Boeing from ever touching U.S. mail again. Just because he was making so much money doing this shit. And they was talking about in the entire shit, just like how all of them, Ford, DuPont, they was just like, Roosevelt was like a thorn in their ass. He was sanctioning these motherfuckers. Like, dog, DuPont made $100 million in that money selling ammunition during World War I. And Roosevelt went on a crusade, was like, this nigga is, he called him the merchant of death. Roosevelt was really crazy as shit.
He was out here.
Like, Roosevelt was really like, if you want to compare it to anything, remember Kane on Belly when he was eating a banana? Like, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit at all.
He like Birdman at the Breakfast Club. Now I'm pulling up on you, nigga. What's good?
If you was getting some paper, Roosevelt was good
on
at
your front door.
With it. What the fuck is you doing?
Got something for you, nigga. 33 pages of sanctions.
That shit crazy. But Bill Boeing wound up, of course, becoming Boeing Industries.
Yeah, it's like, it's all of this shit is direct conflicts of interest. Like, there's no way, like, all right, I get it. Rolex, it makes sense for you to certify pre-owned your own product. They do the same thing in the auto industry or whatever the case may be. But but it just the timing of it just feels like y'all scamming.
My thing is they do it in the auto industry, but here's the catch. A new Ford Fusion from Ford is fully loaded is $30,000.
Yeah.
A certified pre-owned Ford Fusion that's 2 or 3 years old is $21,000. You understand?
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of going into Ford and the new Fusion with stickers on it is $30,000, and they like, yeah, them Jones ain't none around. We got the certified pre-owned over here, only 4 years old, $52,000. I can put you in it today. That's what's going on with Rolex. And y'all are only doing this because you see the secondary market going as absolutely nuts as it has.
Yeah, we got to control the whole process.
I told you, I went into fucking jeweler the other day and looked at the green sub, the Starbucks.
Yeah.
Brand new, that watch is 11 across that Rolex. It's $11,000.
Yeah.
They don't have one. In here, brand new,
22.
that shit is 22. Mind you, they had a 2020 like the week before for it was 16.8, 17 grand essentially. That shit had sold. The 20 that was $7,000 over retail sold. Now they got a brand new one that's double the price, and that's fuck around going to sell. And Rolex is just like, man, they selling another one, man. Motherfucker. They ain't just with binoculars in this. I be goddamn. I sold another one. That shit crazy.
Not being able to buy Rolex from Rolex is crazy.
It's bonkers. Bonkers.
Yeah, at this point, unless you want some Liberace shit, Rolex ain't got nothing for your ass.
Yeah.
They got masterpieces and up.
Like, imagine going to like the hood spot to get a Big Mac because McDonald's done ran out. And the hood spot charging $19.
Yeah, Poppy's getting a Big Mac.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, it is kind of like odd that Rolex is jumping into the certified. And literally, I was saying it to Dummer, I'm like, I want to see just how many certified pre-owns actually show up in Rolex. Because if you go into Rolex and it's like they got drawers of them now out of nowhere, it's just like, you motherfucker.
I'm calling Teddy Roosevelt.
I'm calling Roosevelt grandson.
Because we going to get to the bottom of this shit. Because this shit don't make no goddamn sense.
Because think about it, ain't no watches in there.
I told y'all on Patreon, I say, yo, Rolex has gone as far as sending their authorized dealers display models that don't have any movement in them. It's just the casing of the watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, put them in there. That shit look ugly, empty.
Yeah.
Put some Jones in there.
Remember at one point, though, they was ugly. I mean, at one point, though, they was empty.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, they let them be empty. They was like, we got to figure something out to combat these empty cases.
The first couple months in the Panorama, them Jones was empty. Well, the first couple months of PUA and shit, they was empty.
I talked to a Rolex dealer at a Rolex store in Miami, Design District. This was February of 2021. He said, so far this year, this is February of 2021, I've already hit 180% of my goal for the year. It's February. He said everything is pre-sold before it comes in. It just shows up. I call such and such, hey, come pick your watch up, whatever. It's done. He said, I'm done for the year. It's February.
The beginning of the Panorama was nuts. The beginning of Pua was nuts because everybody went haywire. Yeah. Everybody went
Even
haywire.
like I was on, it was this Instagram page called Nantucket Pawnry. They rebranded. They're called the Jewelry Spot now, but they're up in like Nantucket, Rhode Island or whatever like that. And they got great prices on like Rolexes and shit like that, like good jewelry, all of that stuff. And they I've seen recently they've been like starting to post like a lot of like the scumbag rollies, like the red face with the bezel with the Roman numerals with the diamonds and all of that. Yeah. They came back to earth. Pandemic time, them Jones was 14,000, 15,000, 16,000. Saw 3 the other day, 52.50.
Yeah, the watch boy Robertino, he be with the CMR motherfuckers down in Miami. But I was on his actual page because they sell like used, Rolex or whatever. Yeah. And they got like a couple Starbucks, they got a couple Kermits or whatever. And as you scroll all the way down, you get to like the Milgausses and the OPs and the Air King and all that. And you keep scrolling down. I saw the red and the purple face, 4,800. I was like, here they come. Like, yeah, man.
Yeah, even they came back to earth. Like,
The red face and the blue face and the purple face and the
Eagles green, Kelly green face.
Yeah, that's not on like a sub or a day. Them Jones be looking crazy. I can't believe that motherfucker. I'd rather put on a goddamn Panerai. There's so many other watches that you could just.
But all niggas know is the big four. All niggas know is Rolex, AP, Patek, and Richard Mille. That's all niggas know. Like we was looking at the Chapards the other day.
The one with the skeleton.
Yeah. Looking at
no,
them.
that wasn't a Chapard, was it?
No, that wasn't Chapard. It was Piaget. Piaget has an excellent watch that's in the same direct category as like the Cartier Santos and all of that, with a better movement, 42 millimeter case instead of 39.8, like open back on every model from the entry.
It's a skeleton with an open back.
Yeah. They have a but even like the regular ones have open backs too. And then they got a chrono model, and then they got the full skeleton or whatever in 3 different colors: gray, blue, and then like the Kelly green or whatever like that. Like amazing product.
I ain't gonna hold you. I've narrowed it down to like the 4 that I'm like really, really on. I was telling them I'm like the Santos, the XL, the Starbucks, the GMT, and the Rhodium Yachtmaster, the gray face.
Oh, crazy.
Oh, my God. I like it more than the blue.
Yeah.
Like, real shit. I'm just, like, sitting there the other night looking at it like, damn, that's nice. Like,
yeah, they nice as hell.
They super nice. So, but, yeah, you're right. All motherfuckers know is the big 4.
All they know is that.
And, I was saying the other day, I like the Tag Heuer, the Chrono Calendar or whatever it is. I like that shit. Like, it's
Tag Heuers, Chapards, Oris, Panerai, like you said.
You know who put me on Panerai?
Zenith makes good watches.
B, he's staying like something like that's like his twist.
Yeah, Zenith makes great watches. Like so many of these companies, man, like have good product, but people just locked in on what they know. They go by cultural cues. So it's like if Quavo ain't rapping about it, we don't know about it.
Straight up. Anything else you want to talk about?
Got nothing else, man. Like we said earlier in the show, make sure y'all subscribe to the Patreon if you haven't already. Patreon.com/officialtrpe. If you're watching us on YouTube and you're not subscribed, you need to hit the subscribe button right now. Like this video, share it, let people know that you fuck with the realest podcast ever. We got a big interview coming up with 19 Keys that'll be dropping very, very soon in collaboration with WTF Media Studios. Other than that,
we got some other shit we trying to lock in.
An event series, a whole bunch of stuff, man. And I gotta get me some water or I'm about to die.
I'm out.
Peace.